Heroes are gonna go.
It feels like Coach Bagalsef is now putting the cookie cutter onto SRG. Hey, you gotta follow within the boundaries. We've taken away the flex picks. How deep are your pockets if there's any other extra batter that we can stuff in?
Huge breakout performance by Innocent in the Swiss with this Sora, and I think this rung alarms all over the metagame. Like, oh, it's so good in the gold lane, but here it seems to be good enough to warrant the flex. So as early as the first pick on red, Aurora's putting SRG on notice. What are you gonna do about it? SRG answers back. There's the Guison Shin. There's the Uranus. Good luck beating down on the EXP lane because Cram doesn't even care. SRG have planned for this.
So now we're going to be looking to see if Aurora can get the proper damage output to deal with the Uranus. The problem is, there's a chance they might not. They already took away the Kimmy that could have gone to the mid lane. You are not going to go marksman anymore because you know these two are going XP and gold into CC and Sora respectively. Unless Aurora has the sudden game plan of putting that Sora into the jungle.
I'm not sure because I feel like at the end of the day, the mid lane pick is kind of what's holding both of these teams back, right? They're trying to take away the supporting structures around it. Want to make sure that no matter what picks you go for, they're still flexible towards the blue 4s, blue 5s, red 4, red 5. And here we go. Gatot gets locked in straight away. And if Gatot gets locked in, I'm guessing that Bagalsef is like, you know what? I think Rosa has a deep enough pool. We'll play responsibly rather than reactively.
We'll just do watch party, okay?
Good start. I like how Aurora are swerving this, saying they're expecting us to do this, and already SRG, true enough, they're going to be down on the EXP lane. Put a dead hero over there, not like a hero that just dies, but a hero that doesn't care what you do to it. And then Aurora switches their gears and said, yeah, let's just fight.
Voice is still not audible, bro. कितना घटाओ इसको?
Early, this is up earlier. Aurora wants to take away any options.
Let me just see what that is.
Valentina gonna get locked in for the side of SRG with the final pick going over to an X-Mark in the gold lane. I like this a lot, actually.
They go for the double fighters. As we expected earlier, they are just going to be playing solely through Sakai's. Is it really just going to be a high
No, this is low.
Turkey, as you mentioned?
Something is up, something is low.
Or team without having to say, I'm purely just in this one phase of the game. You can still go for things like Boxia, the Fredrins as well, but that doesn't really take much to topple a comp like that over. And finally, the lock-in's here. Oh, Harley, baby!
100% win rate, given it showed up once, but I can't believe we didn't see the writing on the wall.
Yeah, for just a moment, I forgot that he actually got an MVP performance with this Harley. If this is the first time you're seeing the Harley get picked, well, it did get picked earlier this M7 through TNZ. How are we feeling about it? I'm still leaning a little bit more towards SRG for the draft.
I don't know. I think that Aurora has a really solid game plan, but at the end of the day, I'm looking at counter index. I have to agree with the counter index. Aurora has a slightly better draft.
The voice is still not good. The voice is still not good. That's how they lose. I just want to see how they lose. हाँ ये कैसा खत्म हुआ ये देख रहा था मैं.
Hey, Leo called it, you know. We were going to see some crazy picks from TNZ. We saw the Amon back then, the Leo Mord as well. We saw this in Swiss. We didn't know it was going to be possible to play it in such a high-stake match, but hey, they brought it up.
This is what you've got to love about Aurora Turkey. They're willing to always push the limits, and they get wins when they push the limits like this. I do agree with Gideon. I like their draft. One of the reasons I like it, there's a lot of kiting capabilities on their draft. For SRG, it's going to be hard to bring that dive in. And look at the damage already onto Cram early on.
Yeah. So in the end, it is actually going to be Innocent on the export, Cram on the Uranus there. Unfortunately, we got to see, it was quite mixed. I was quite surprised as well earlier. But hey, this is already a very different approach. Rosa, first blood against Stormy. Hey, we heard earlier, Trex, that both of them really want to show who the better mid trio is. Right now, it's 1-0 to Rosa.
Yeah, the aggression already, and Zitian is a hero. I didn't know how much we were going to see it in this event, and every time it's popped up, it has done well. The poking capabilities, the wave clear, and again, the ability to kite against the enemy.
Looking at it again, you know, just going through some of these emblems, and again, the choice for Sigiboom here is actually going to be the Temporal Rain on Sora. An interesting choice, something we have seen in the Swiss stage there, but for the most part it is usually either the Concussive Blast or the Brave Smite. We saw the Concussive Blast a lot when it's played in XP just to get a little bit more prio. Looks like, again, Aurora Gaming are going to be setting up for turtle number 1 with a whole lot of pick-off potential.
Aurora Gaming already, what, a 700 gold lead. If they're able to secure this first turtle, it is huge for them. It probably sets them above the 1, but here comes a little bit of damage. Pagu able to lock on Yumes. Set guys looking for the dash in as well. Pagu just about to go down, but able to come back and survive. The dive in does come in. Tien's able to fling back and look at the damage. Rosa with another kill in the book.
A long team fight, man. Yes, it's great for the Kaleo when you're able to actually get the hits, but they space so well. Innocent and Sigiboom going at it up top. Turtle number 1 should be free, but Lunar
looking for an angle. Sekai's able to steal it. Can he get away though? Lunar looking for the kill. Can he secure it? Yes, Rosa actually steals it away, but Sekai takes out Lunar. It's a 1-for-1 turtle over to SRG.
3-0 Rosa is going to be a problem though. Yes, they were able to secure the turtle, but there was so much time that Lunar was able to buy. Firstly, Skies was so low, he had to go back a bit, and they were able to get another kill. Now it's Aurora Gaming who actually still have the lead, and honestly, if you look at their composition, they should be able to scale quite well too. It's just, how's the export going to play into this game? With Rosa being so far ahead, as Leo said it's going to be very easy to get him to somersault.
All right, SRG now trying to play the aggressive route. I don't know if this is the route they exactly want to take. I think for them right now, they need to kind of bid their time a little bit. Wait till Carryme can get involved in these fights. Wait until Innocent can get involved in these fights. I think when they're grouped up, that's when they're going to do best.
Absolutely. We'll see how it goes again.
But I don't know.
Again, if you guys
like,
want to understand a little bit more of this Uranus CC matchup, it is a completely unsalvageable matchup for the CC just because you can't do anything. Usually you at least get tempo around the map or you win out in the matchup. Against the Uranus, you lose out on tempo and Uranus just cannot lose in lane against the CC. Let's take a look at the item builds here. Yeah, they did pick up the Lethal Wanderer there. Nothing too crazy as of yet. Actually an attempt there with a Consecration pop 2 from Cram, really looking for tempo on the map.
Yeah, SRG, I mean, the play right now in the mid lane, it seems where all the action is happening, trying to secure it, trying to get river control. SRG finally starting to push back. You said it about Cram. He has control in the CXP lane. It's making him get involved in these fights, but look at the stun. Tsunami Slam does lock on. Brings Lunar back. Lunar not going to be able to get away from this, but the AOT comes in, able to get the connect. Rosa joins the fight as well.
Yep. Way too late on the AOG there. They didn't have the control in the mid lane, and therefore, it really just became a free pickoff for Selangor Red Giants. I really feel like Aurora Gaming should not have let that happen. Lunar knew that there were people missing in the mid lane, and the fact that SRG with, I would say, not the best mid prio, were able to rotate quicker is concerning. Aurora Gaming are losing a little bit of control. Pagu
for the grab though. Yumes on the run, forced to dash away. Stormy as well as Aurora Gaming take control over the turtle pit. Innocent does have the last insanity. Is he going to pop it and try to get involved? Tien's able to secure the turtle with ease, but now Pagu getting a little bit left behind. Nice kiting from Rose, able to push Cram away, and SRG can't do anything about it.
It's so technical, Trex. This is what we were saying when we were talking about.
Innocent, there is precedence for it, but what if
वो
it's
लोग
just
का
a little
देखा
bit
हाँ मैंने देखा था वो लोग का
not
मतलब क्या क्या
SRG?
गड़बड़ है
Innocent on an
गड़बड़ क्या था
export?
मतलब
Really?
Maybe we're just blinded by the whole 19 kills with the Granger at M6. We're just blinded by the, oh, Sora, he made it good in the gold lane. I think we should allow Innocent to evolve. Again, this might just be upper bracket optimism, but I think we should allow SRG to draft the way they will and not say, yeah, they took the Sora,
they
took
didn't
the
make
CC,
any mistake
they
in
took
draft.
the
I don't know
Ranger,
how
the
SRG
Claude,
just
it's
lost.
over. There has to be a way to play SRG's game with not that much pressure on Innocent.
Here's the thing though,
I
the
thought
clock
they
was
will win
open.
the game. SRG win the game.
They just decided
Their
to pick
draft
it
was
up,
so
not
weak.
pick it up.
That's what I'm saying. Pick winning lanes. Because here's the problem. If they are trying to take away your flex picks, that gives away, hey, we can immediately look for counter picks
can't do
against them.
anything about
CC
it.
obviously is going to be a little difficult for a majority of gold laners in the current meta right now, especially with Vengeance.
कैसे हार
But
गया ना
other than that, that
SRG?
could have been a Yuzong coming in on
How they lost?
Blue 3 for Cram.
अभी मेरे को
Worst comes
विश्वास
to
नहीं है
worst.
So they
SRG
made
हार गया
two
करके
weird decisions
इतना
back to
अच्छा
back.
draft होगा
Yes.
Leaving
Okay.
open the Harley, or rather no, leaving open the Claude, and not picking the usual?
Again, I think this is a play style where it's like, yeah, we're playing for the team, making sure that the composition isn't compromised for absolutely everyone, and we want our 5v5s to be great, which we did see in game number 1. But coming into game 2, that has to absolutely change. We need to see SRG playing for winning lanes to really set the tone that, hey, I'm sorry, Aurora Gaming Turkey, but this is not going to be as easy as you think it is.
Just waiting for the draft to start up, and yeah, maybe for SRG, you don't need to go as high concept. They made it this far and they performed the way they did it in M7 for a reason.
Yeah. I like how we as a trio discovered the right answer. It's not going high concept. It's not getting as technical. It's just making the right calls. I didn't notice. I guess that's how in the zone and in their heads sometimes we can be and they can be. Just the fact that the Gusion was, I didn't even notice the Gusion was open.
That's the thing, right? I feel like so many teams, they want to be present, but they also want to be thinking towards the future. But thinking too far ahead, it's like a game of rock, paper, scissors. If you think just a little too far ahead, you might just fall into some random hand throw or a single play that turns catastrophic. And that's definitely going to be leaving a bit of a sting in their minds, but for now, knowing how these professional teams play, the breaking point is if it gets to game 3 and we see just a winning composition drop from 8,000 gold lead right down to 0.
Looking back at it though,
let's see the draft.
We have discussed SRG and their maybe potentially draft mishaps. Let's look at Aurora Gaming Turkey and how they handled the draft. The Sora CC coming out of nowhere. Usually we think, wow, you guys are already
Try
showing
to guess what they will pick.
the flex this early on. All right, that's brave, but then they made the most out of it. They built around their honesty in the draft. They also acknowledge the problems of giving you something like a Grok, giving Guison something like a Guison and a Kimmy. On the other side of the table, Aurora Gaming Turkey just drafted that game so well.
Yeah, and they had some really good, really interesting ways to kind of, well, natural synergies, right? Oh, Zetian is able to shred away your MR. Harley takes full advantage of that, and everyone makes contact with Zetian first before they even see the Harley. Now we're right into the drafting phase. We do notice that Aurora is going to be taking blue side. SRG have opted to go to the red side.
So
they will just open.
Kimmy Grok are still
there should be like
priority bans here, except instead of the Guison. So Guison gets taken out by SRG while the Kalea gets taken out. I think SRG do not want to give Pagu a pick-off style.
Should be
and if the draft shows that a Cho is a bad pick, then they're happy with that. But we now have to consider that the Cho also might show up later for Pagu and Yumes if it looks good for it.
Or just revert back to Gatot. Doesn't have to be all in on pickoffs. Now we test Aurora's consistency. Because imagine if Aurora are able to play the way they did in game 1, even from blue. Then that puts SRG in the red zone. Match point. Opening pick is a Sora. Great start.
Really good, really good. They knew for a fact that they've seen this pattern before. SRG opens Claude on purpose. They take Sora for themselves, maybe even Valentina after. But now it begs the question, hey, SRG, are you willing to play the opposites this time? If you lock in that Claude for yourself, are you compromised when you pick up Valentina? And I think that's the big key point here. Is Valentina too resource intensive? Does she lose too much mid-priority because of her existence?
And you play the whole game of where is this Sora going? How do I run it into you? And you take away one of the main strengths of SRG's red side draft. The fact that you're free, the fact that you're open. They answer with the Guison CC. Solid, splitting up the Sora CC. And then Aurora take away Stormy's Barca, and they plant that Esmeralda in the EXP. So does it spell it out? Is this a gold lane Sora?
It's looking like it. We have not seen Sora in the jungle. I have to say, Aurora Turkey, they have over-prepared for this in the sense that, do you guys see how for 2 games now they've been drafting significantly faster compared to SRG?
No.
They see an SRG pick and they go, okay, we already know what we're going to pick because we expected you to pick that.
Exactly. You can see that there's a lot of foreshadowing, right? They know exactly what the draft pattern was going to roughly look like because SRG always escalates things 1 step at a time. They never go for the 2-step because when they do, that's when they lose games. And now we have the Lunox locked in for the side of SRG. I like that a lot. Gives you a secondary win condition without saying, hey, I lock in the Valentina, I have no mid prio. Good luck, everybody else.
It's going to be one of these games where Rosa takes a charge alongside Pagu. When you usually see a Lunox and Nissanshin going up a matchup that involves a Farsa on the other side, it's them trying to minimize the quicker scale of the Farsa. Like if the Farsa gets early
Even they
kills,
can go
early
for
items,
Hayabusa.
then the Lunox and the Yusanshin just get blasted. So they're just trying to mitigate what could be the damage that could be coming out through the mid lane. Oh, there. Welcome to M7, where Harley is now respect banned. Thank you, Tianzi.
Only against Aurora.
Only against Aurora, man.
Just like how Hellcurt is banned against Yankon Galacticos in action tomorrow. Aurora answers back. Cram was a hard enough target to deal with in game number 1, so get out of here.
Yeah. They acknowledge that the Uranus was still really annoying to deal with them going towards a little bit more fighter-centric, burst-based heroes.
Oh, hold up. SRG. Yuzhong is open once again. I think Aurora should take care of it. Blue 5 man.
I think it would be nicer just to make sure that the laning phase for Luna is going to be super easy. It's like, oh yeah, you're going to ruin Rosa's day with the Lapu Lapu, at least I'll beat you out down till then.
Yep.
Just trying to decide which EXP laner to go up against then.
What you allow.
Guison and CC together, Lapu, CC together. So yeah, that is a better question, as you said. What do you allow? What will end up coming through here? I'm leaning towards this CC already going to the gold lane. I'm not even thinking this is going to be an EXP.
Gentlemen, folks watching at home, this is how important TNZ is to Aurora. They banned 2 specific and weird off-meta, I said off-meta heroes.
Oh, wait, why did it... Hold on. Why did they get rid of Badang when Tro was still available?
Yeah, they were overthinking the team fight.
No, I think this is because Aurora's thinking about going Joy. Because that's usually the response. It's like Joy, you see Badang on the opposite end.
That is true. That's a great point, actually. I can see that happening. But they'll have 3 heroes, all magic-based, and that's 2 mages who are burst and cooldown-based.
Who are you, Lilian Chen?
In the center. So they have the Cho. Would that be a little bit too greedy?
I think it was either Cho or Hilda at this point. They're expecting to see an assassin. They need somebody to disrupt this Farsa no matter what.
And they read into it. They're saying it's more likely a Joy than a Hayabusa.
Yeah, I told you.
Either way, I think the Cho chicks take care of it, especially Yum's Cho.
But no
matter what, the assassin is going to be a little difficult to play.
Carry or Clot.
But the mid priority is what I'm a little concerned about, right? Aurora have a good number of answers just to say, you know what, even if we take a support who doesn't really contribute to team fights, but can clear that midway fast, then we can just keep up with the rest of SRG as we fight. Hilda and Lancelot get locked in. Wasn't expecting that, but at least it's a good combination that works good together.
Yeah, you get to match the rotational speed of the Cho. You'll both be equally annoying for each lineup. All dive centered for Aurora, but they do have a bit of range for the Farsa. What's the last pick here for SRG?
This guy. Who will be the one?
Still looking for Innocent's pick. Yeah, just like in game number 1, they kept Innocent's hero a mystery.
Do they give him...
Here it's gotta matter. Claude's still open.
It's either they give him Ruby or something like maybe... Oh man, that's not a lot of dashes anymore. Actually, I mean, it's really just TNZ here, so even if they go Fove, it's not like the worst thing in the world, but it doesn't feel great.
Innocent.
Yep. They got a fighter.
God.
CC.
Yeah. So the Phoveus comes in, and as expected, we already saw the Innocent pick with that CC, and it ended up becoming a Phoveus. How are we feeling about the draft heading into game 2?
I think honestly it's looking a little similar to game number 1. It's a matter of footsies again, right? Who whiffs more often, who punishes harder.
And I'm worried about where Sekai's is mentally. After what happened in game 1 where he could have sworn he could farm his way out of a win, this time around the pressure's even there. Harder because coaches are looking at him, teammates looking at him. Yo, let's try to do that again.
I'm gonna say, I think it's gonna be up to Yums. One way of the dragon could inspire greatness from this kid.
Especially since the stats say the early to late game potential of the SRG lineup.
Who gonna win?
Higher potential.
Guess who gonna win?
Incredibly more compared to Aurora Turkey. Game number 2 in this best of 5. SRG versus Aurora Turkey, with Aurora Turkey taking the lead.
Who gonna win?
Panel,
SRG.
Renmar, Leoman, and Gideon.
SRG.
I agree. I think that's a good question. Where's Sky Zan mentally coming into game number 2? Where's SRG at mentally? I don't think they expected to lose game number 1. I mean, I expected them to tear through Aurora Gaming in my predictions.
I mean, I definitely don't want to count SRG out as a team that is going to lose all their mentality from losing one game. But I will say that it's definitely not up. I don't think it went far down, but Aurora Gaming, if they can keep this pace,
SRG?
It's definitely a huge advantage. Up on the top side, though, different from last time. Watch for Rosa. Looking for the stun, able to get some nice damage on a Cram. Cram forced to use the flicker this early on in the game.
That's big. big wins across the board, really,
Why
for
do you
Aurora
think
Gaming,
SRG
right?
gonna win?
And the fact that they have Purifies on Lunar and on Rosa,
I don't think
this is
SRG
going to be a
will
problem. Something that we were already hearing from Gideon is the fact that
don't think so.
Youm's one way to the dragon can turn things around,
That
can be
makes
that
no
big
sense.
play to set them or to get them into a spot where they're comfortable. But who are you
Ben.
going to pick? TNT's going to be very difficult to
I'll
pick.
not
You pick
Ben. I will
Pagu, I think
support.
they're fine with that.
I'll
Sigibu,
support Aurora.
same thing. Yes, CC immunity. And both the guys that you would want to kick have Purify.
Purify, wings by wings, ways to get away. I mean,
smell
overall, it's a
like
comfortable
this Phobias.
position for Aurora Gaming.
They could have went
I
for
also love
different
how
though.
now
They
that they're
could
in
have
this
went
top
for
8
like
bracket,
an
Rose is
MM.
getting these aggressive
Probably
mid
like
laners, mid
carry or
laners that can
something
make a
to melt them.
difference in a
But they
game.
went
I
Phobias.
feel like where they fall short sometimes
And also in the
is
other
putting
side,
Rose on
Sora against
something
CC.
more passive. So I'm glad that Rose is getting to really show off here.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that they're stealing this Farsa away. Something we were
Bruh,
talking about
60
last night when we were
हो
talking
गया
about
क्या light
SRG versus
तुम्हारा?
Aurora. You just can't get Stormy or can't let Stormy
You're already on
take
65 level,
the
bro.
Farsa.
What the hell?
TNT is actually
What the hell, bro?
significantly
You have the
ahead
Farsa.
here in XP. Really good pathing from Tianzi so far. Hey, it's the same. Assassin versus
Look at the
Marksman.
levels.
Skies is becoming his
Look at
boy.
the levels.
I'm wondering if SRG expected Aurora Gaming to come into this game so aggressive, to come into both of these games so aggressive. A lot of time when you see the
They could have
underdog
went for
team,
Benin
they
also.
take it very patient
so
in the laning
they
phase,
also so
and they
good.
can let these stronger teams kind of run over them. But Turkey is doing the exact opposite right now. They are pressuring hard in the early game, and it almost feels like SRG didn't expect it. But the airstrike does come down. Brilliance is used just to get away, and that's what I mean, the aggression from Turkey.
Non-stop
the game of
pressure on the favorites.
Aurora.
Not only for
This
this
is the game
match,
of
mind
Aurora.
you, for
That's
this
it.
tournament. Or Selangor Red
This
Giants
totally
looked
the game
so
of Aurora.
good in the Swiss stage, qualifying 3-0,
no sense
beating the
taking
final
kills.
boss, TLPH. And maybe it's on us, maybe it's on the viewers.
What's this
We're
even
the ones
doing,
who looked at Aurora Gaming as the underdogs. Maybe for Aurora Gaming, that was never the case.
They have
Oh,
the
there's
two-
that big kick from
not
Humes,
two,
though.
three frontliners.
Pagu is able to get away
They-
quick
they
enough
have
using the
Sora,
flicker.
they
Was
have
that just a
Hilda, they have
misclick? Was it too
like
slow?
Esmeralda.
I think it was just on the brink of the G
What do they
Kundo.
have?
Tough Boots is also already there for Pagu. The angle would have been
Phobias?
kind of off anyway, so Yums decided,
Show,
you know what,
see?
this is a bad angle. I'm going to step back. Let's take a look at the emblems, though, real quick. We didn't get to see this earlier.
That's for shit.
It's actually the Vitality plus the Festival of Blood here for Sigibooms, guys.
On the top side, look at the puncture through. Thorn Rose does miss. Down comes the feathered airstrike. Pressure after pressure. Can they take the purple buff? Humes with the G-Kundo through. Looking for
I
the
guess
kick,
Phobias
looks for
will
the
be
stun
down.
up in the top side. But in comes Pagu, able to take out
Oh,
Stormy.
Farsa.
Humes now
He got
on the
down, he got
run.
down, he
Cram
got down.
does find
There's the
Rosa,
double
but it's a
kill.
trade for Humes. Rose up for 2. Was it a good trade?
Yes, great for Aurora.
I don't know where
Horrible for
Farsa went
Selangor Red
there so
Giants.
badly.
Orange Buff went to Aurora Gaming as well, by the way. Great steal, great pickup. Skies. Man, it's not just the assassin, it's everybody.
Don't spend this on
He can't
that
even
shit,
go and
okay?
walk
And
into his own
pass.
purple.
Oh, he
thing.
dives in. Siggy, boom.
Don't spend it. You better
This
buy rank
man-
pass.
This miss, but will he be able to get away? No, it's a misplay. Innocent finds the retaliation.
If you spend
but
10
Aurora
diamond, it will give you,
Tienzi
like,
takes the purple.
many?
Now is that
60.
worth it? I don't know, yo. I don't know if I'll give him the gold laner for a purple
60
buff.
into 10.
But I guess it's worth it at the end of the day. Because if you look at it, the carries are Stormy and Skies. Those
If you
two,
win,
as
you'll get
long as those two
128.
don't get the farm they need, it's gonna be okay. Graham on the
Depending on
Phobias,
rank
this is a problem too,
matters.
by the way, right? Phobias is the type of hero that needs to snowball,
They
that
already
needs
got
to
the
win the
turtle.
early game,
I
get
think these are
turtles
turtles
on
for
his
them
back,
also.
and, you know, really start popping off. Yums goes,
Slight
Bro, what's the
miskick, but right
point?
into
What's
Tienzi,
the
gets the Thorn
point?
Rose on a Stormy to force him
Kick on
away.
Hilda.
Turtle now down to about
He could have
60%.
kicked Lancelot.
SRG want to try to make the play. Pagu's there, Tienzi there as well.
I
With
guess
the
Vices
hand of
will be down
execution.
first.
The damage comes in,
See?
and Set Guys goes down. Rosa
See?
punches his clock, and now they're collapsing onto SRG.
Look
Sigibu
at the
with the back line, his
frontliner,
Vengeance popped
bruh.
in!
And look at Pagu able to find Cram, and now they
They
don't want to
don't
give it up.
even need
Lunar
hyper
forcing them
to
back
kill them.
to base. Turtle over to the hands of Aurora Gaming along with the kill.
They don't need hyper to
We
kill
were
them.
expecting. Oh, wait a minute! They go for more mid lane. Stormy can't handle it. TNT gets the kill.
I
Now
told
a
you.
turret
This is
to
the
take
game of
as well as
Aurora
the
Gaming.
orange buff.
This is totally the
In
game of
game
Aurora
number
Gaming.
1, we
It's
saw
not SRG.
glimpses of how the assassin
This
could
cannot be
bully this
SRG.
Yisun Shin. This is a full boy game. Skies is forced to be
This
a good
cannot
boy.
be
Just
SRG.
take it everywhere because it's not
Even
just
if it's
Tienzi,
late,
bro.
it's
It's
not
the
SRG.
whole team who are constantly diving him. He can't get space at all.
Sora will just get
Turrets,
them all.
turtles, orange buffs,
Everything.
purple buffs. It's all going to Aurora Gaming right
Oh.
now,
His
and Humes might
position
just
is
be the
very
next
bad,
target
though.
trying to find Rosa.
This
But
man's
again,
position
the
is very bad.
kiting is just
Look at the
phenomenal.
toe.
Gets away of the dragon, but it doesn't matter. Aurora Gaming
Bro,
won
look
it
at the
all.
toe.
At least guys get the purple.
SRG का problem
So
क्या है
there's,
पता है?
there's something, but they
SRG का
lose
problem
a
यही
turret
है
down
कि वो लोग का
below.
draft
TNZ still wants to
घटिया
bully
होता है.
him. This is looking like it's getting out of control for
और
Selangor
जब
Red
अच्छा होता है
Giants.
तब खेल ही नहीं सकते वो
What do
लोग.
they need to get back in control is the question now, because with such big artillery strikes from Rosa, with him being so far ahead, I don't know.
Just
Wait,
see,
the bad spot,
CC
but
will
as
down.
he comes down, I don't think
There
there's an
is
escape from this one. Rosa on the killing spree. Siggy Boom fearless, the whole team, they just ain't stopping.
They do
What
have
they
the
gonna do
artillery.
to
We
Esmeralda?
were talking about it, but I didn't expect under tier 2
If he
against
went all
a
defense.
Vengeance CC.
Nothing.
They bursted him down like he was nothing. Siggy Boom used the flicker, so at least there's something that they had to use more to get that kill, but again, the lead is getting out of control, Trex. At this point,
I spent like
what are they going to
M1,
trade
I guess, in
for
front of you,
objectives with?
Sayuri.
Usually
I
for
told you
Selangor
right
Red Giants, you
yesterday.
want to just team fight.
Are
I
gonna
don't
win.
think that's the right call.
Gonna try to get the kick, but he misses once again. It
What
takes
the
too much
hell,
time,
bro?
and Pagu's already there.
Standing on
SRG,
SRG
at this point, SRG needs to
with the
stop.
flicker.
They just need to hit the brakes a little bit, calm down, stop looking for the kicks. Another turtle into the hands of Aurora Gaming, and this time Aurora Gaming are clapping back.
Oh, Shock already used out now. He gives it a back line, gets the kill, shuts down Rosa.
That's huge, but Lunar doesn't want to give it up just yet. Cram trying to keep him away. In the backside, TNZ with the function through Thorn Rose, looking for a target as Cram continues to slam down, but now he's too deep into water as the kill goes into the hands of Siggy Boom.
Pagu gets into the bush, Innocent going in, and that's it for now. They're able to take the fights and back away. Like, at that point, Aurora Gaming, they want to go for more amount of shock already. It lands, but they have Pagu there to back him up. So, for Aurora Gaming, it was more damage control. They lost Rosa already in that skirmish.
The response, Thorn Rose does come down, and here comes the
What the hell, bro? Kill the Lunar.
He cannot secure the kill. Lunar might not want to give this
Kill
up.
the Lunar.
Gonna try to
What
cut
are you
wave,
doing, brother?
decides not to force it.
Yums.
Remember your job.
What are you doing?
Nice Thorn Rose to get away and not take full damage. Be able to escape. He's going to puncture back through.
Oh.
TNZ
He
looking
got down,
for
he got
anything,
down,
but now
I
he's in a bad spot. Thorn Rose, Phantom Execution, safety.
Again, clean from TNZ. Yums, again, I guess this is why they banned out the Badang in favor of like just seeing the Cho on the other side, is because when you get to top boost, when you are ahead in the early game, there's not really much lock. And for Aurora Gaming, it's all about pushing forward. It's all about being aggressive. It's all about being up in your face. And as long as there's no real lockdown, they can do this. Look!
They don't have any
Every
frontliner,
time
basically.
they try to
This
get
is
off
the
the
issue of
Pagu, the
SRG.
flicker comes out and he
The
just,
draft.
he's breaking their ankles right now.
This is the issue of that draft.
He's
Basically,
pulling
when
one
you
for
pick
sure, man. He's breaking all the ankles for
something,
Selangor Red
you need
Giants,
to
and
see the frontliner.
that's plenty. Selangor Red Giants are
You need to see
really
the
reliant
frontliner.
on those cycle of
They don't have the
skills.
frontliner.
If the Lunox doesn't have that ult by the time the Lord spawns, right? If he's able to do that right
That's the
before the
issue
Lord
happening.
spawns, that's big. It's going to be massive, Mr. Trex. And
Really massive. And I got to give it up to Aurora Gaming. We talked about pressure in the beginning of this
I think it's
game
Aurora Gaming.
and how
That's
non-stop
Aurora
they have been.
Gaming,
And even that a minute ago when TNZ
There's a win for
punctures
Aurora Gaming.
through to the mid lane into 3 members. Yeah, he might not
Who do you
get a
think gonna
kill,
win, guys?
but
Who
they
do you
are
think?
consistently looking and
SRG
consistently pressuring them. It's like they're
or,
getting in their heads, man.
they really are.
All betting for SRG.
I guess the question has been answered
bro.
a bit, Trex. How
All
are they
betting for
doing
SRG.
mentally after losing in game number 1? Has it impacted them that much?
ये
Because
सिर्फ थोड़ी देर
I
के
think
लिए
a
ना,
common answer
बस
for
ये
a
तो
lot of the
खत्म
fans,
ही होने
especially
वाला है,
after
इसलिए
seeing how
ऐसा
Selangor
करते
Red Giants came back against TLPH in
Technical
the
issue.
Swiss stage to qualify to the knockout stage in a reverse sweep fashion is, no, one game isn't enough. Maybe 2 games.
A game and a half?
A game and a half may be enough because it
Best of 5,
really
it's
looks
best
like
of 5, right guys? This is the best of
Yums
5.
is defaulting back to just the Todak Yums.
Something is
the guy
wrong.
who just, when they're behind,
Something is wrong
goes
with
for these
SRG.
plays in
I
such
don't
a
know how they
desperate
could-
manner, and it just doesn't
other
work out for
teams,
the
but they are
team. He
playing
constantly
some
looks for these, and it's the frustration buildup of the early
They
game after
literally
getting that
cook.
Jigundo, not being able to find the way the dragon, still having discipline, but
They
as the
came this
game
far to
goes
the
on,
grand finale,
keeps
bruh.
making the same
They came
mistakes,
to
or
grand
maybe
finale
it was
and they're doing this
constant
shit.
outplays. But that frustration builds up, Trex, and when it happens again, he's gonna have to just be like, all right, I'm gonna flicker in, I'm gonna go away the dragon, I'm gonna try to get the game back. And it's not really his fault. This is the nature of
There's
the
the
composition with a Phobius, with a Cho,
They're under the pressure.
and a Lunox. You have scaling, but that's not your
They're
main
under
goal,
the
bro.
pressure.
You need that mid game. You need to actually get those leads early.
What is
On
the
the flip
technical
side,
issue?
Aurora Gaming mentally They come into this essentially with nothing to lose,
Nothing to
right?
lose.
This is the farthest they've ever been. They're comfortable, they're
Look at the
confident,
camera,
and you can
bro.
see it
Look at the
in their gameplay. They're willing to take the risks in terms of draft, picking things like Harley.
Absolutely.
They're
ऐसा
willing to take the
जीतेगा
risks
देख
in
लेना.
terms of gameplay.
Are you serious, bro?
If you catch Rosa,
Are you serious
or
for
you
a
catch a
second?
member of Aurora Gaming right now,
SRG
they
जीतेगा.
brush it off quickly and are still willing
You wanna
to
bet?
take these
You wanna
fights.
bet,
So,
bro?
mentally, yes, I think we have answered the fact that Aurora Gaming in a much better
You
position.
wanna bet?
Even in
SRG
terms of
जीतेगा.
gameplay so far, just in a much better position. Let's take a look at the
मुझे नहीं
total
लगता
kills
SRG
though.
जीतेगा.
Innocent
SRG.
with
मुझे
45
लगता है ना
still leading the pack.
अरोरा और
Yeah.
रोरा का
Before the tournament
बीच
started,
में
in my
होगा
tier list,
देखना.
I called
ग्रैंड
them the best
फिनाले
gold lane in
अगर
M
होता है.
series in M7 currently, and I still really stick to that now. It's just the fact that
Last match.
they've been able to
Last
shut them
match
down
देखा
real
था?
good. And by shutting down the
SRG
side
का
laners,
like
I guess we did get
उसको
to see
क्या
what
बोलते हैं?
Rosa was saying in
Draft
the
इतना
interview,
अच्छा
right?
था.
The side laners are what makes this team special, is
SRG का
what he
draft
said.
इतना अच्छा था.
The mid
हार गए
trio,
फिर भी वो
we
लोग.
can beat them. Ooh. So it's all about getting tempo in the mid, getting that gap, and then rotating
I'll just
over,
support Aurora.
pushing these side laners back and taking their turrets,
Let's
taking
see,
them
let's
out
see,
of
let's see.
laning phase, putting them into
If this
really tough
Aurora
spots.
wins, I mean, if this
And really, that's
SRG
been the
wins,
name
I
of
will
the game
just
in
give
Gamer
you
2 especially.
20
Yeah, I
K
mean,
points.
he wasn't just talking, right? They're walking the walk right
Anywhere,
now.
everywhere.
We always see the first
Very one.
rotation come
20K
for Aurora
points
Gaming. We
straight
saw
to
it in this
account.
game. Rosa goes up tops, puts pressure onto Cram. We saw it in last game, bringing pressure down to the gold lane. Overall, Aurora Gaming has been winning that laning phase, especially in the mid.
And that's why every time, I guess it's something for all of us to learn, right? But Swiss stage is so different from knockouts. We're coming into
start
knockouts
a match,
expecting
start a match.
similar results
Don't
to
delay.
the performances, to the results of the Swiss stage. Let's take a look at the hero matchups here real quick. I'm gonna just mention it to you guys back at home. Guison has a 3-2 win rate against the Lancelot. Farsa is 0-2 against Lunox in the Swiss stage. Lancelot and Lunox are both on the side of the winning team in the knockout stage right now. It's Aurora Gaming Turkey.
And we're
Who
back
have the lead.
It got started
in
again.
the
It got
game
started
now.
again.
Lord is up. Humes continue to hold on to the front line. Tienzi with the Thorn Rose, puncturing back to his team.
It started again.
See where it goes from here.
It's all about that mid prio. Bottom lane slow pushing as well. It's gonna be big. Lunar?
Star Moon along with the feathered airstrike,
I
pushing
think they
SRG back,
won't
but they should be able to
they won't
re-engage
contest.
after this. If
they're
Lunar
just waiting
can
for
hold
the,
them at
all
bay,
to
though, it
get
should be an
finished.
easy Lord for the side of Aurora Gaming.
Hilda,
He got really
Farsa,
low, but SRG
Esmeralda
did
all
not
got used.
know that.
Oh,
Just like that, Aurora
SRG
Gaming
pulled
picks up
every
a
out.
Lord for free. We're back in the game, folks. 5,000 gold lead. Just to let you
SRG
know, if you
just
guys
pulled
are just
every out.
tuning in right now, an endless battle for Skies at this point of the game.
Voices
That's
just
really, really
went
late.
for
You
the
can
second
definitely see the
attempt.
gap
Okay,
here starting to form for TNZ as he picks up his third item, a brute force breastplate. He already has a Fury Hammer
Just second item gया
built
देखा
up completely, I
Voices
believe.
where you can see
No, it's
lanes
Aurorax, an
already on
endless
the
battle
third item.
second.
Even
top side
brute
of Aurora
force.
Gaming. Trading towers for towers, but it's a tier 2 for a
2K
tier 3, so a
difference.
big win on the side of
EXP,
Aurora
gold.
Lord. Gonna be marching
Not
down
gold,
the bot
XP,
side. We
then
just broke the 10,
the
11
jungler,
minute mark
mid
here.
lane.
10 and a half minute mark. And Aurora Gaming
Even the
holding a
gold.
6,000 gold lead. I mean, last game it felt a little more back and forth. This time, Aurora Gaming has been in control from start to finish.
Yeah.
TNC,
Saw
bro,
few
you're
team fights, you know, a few of
supporting
those moments where
TNC.
Selangor Red Giants can still take the risk, take the gambles, and actually win it out. But in this
I
match,
think he knows.
when they're getting
don't know,
outlaid
man.
in every single lane,
Or he's
when they're
just
getting capped
getting
in every
nervous
single
with
position,
lane.
it gets really tough for you to go for those big gambles because
उसका
you
lane
don't even
कितना
have
वो
those sets that
glow
can
up
turn
नहीं कर
games
रहा.
around. It's Yums on a Cho with
Glow up का मतलब
Purifies on Aurora,
इसमें
with
get
heroes that
डालेगा.
have untargetability on their abilities. And now also the Siege actually gets cancelled.
वही तो सोच रहा हूँ ना
Airstrike
टीम
does
लूट
come
को
down.
SRG
Big
ने आराम
damage
से
does
हरा
land
दिया
onto Humes
पर
there.
ये लोग कैसे
Lord
हरा नहीं पा रहे
finally
वही सोच रहा हूँ मैं
connecting.
Oh.
But the defense
इतना
will
ड्राफ्ट
hold
अच्छा है
strong and
हार
protect
क्यों
SRG
नहीं
from
हारा
losing any inhibitors so
मतलब हार
far.
क्यों नहीं रहा है
Yeah,
मतलब
they'll
हारा
crack
क्यों
open
नहीं
all the
रहा
tier 2s, they'll strip them down at the tier 2s here. Selangor Red Giants choke down and push to their own base.
हारा क्यों नहीं
Skies,
पा रहा है ये
even
लोग
more now, is going to struggle to take any camps, to find any gold. They're going to have to
किसी
divide the gold, disperse it
फ्रंट
amongst
लाइन है
each
ना वो
other whenever
लोग का
it comes
प्रॉब्लम है
through.
फ्रंट
Aurora
लाइन
Gaming, I will say,
है वो लोग का
they're doing a phenomenal job. This is something that we saw in the Swiss stage, them leading in the early game, but always falling short. Now, they understand
एक
how
तो
to
वो लोग का फ्रंट लाइन है सिर्फ फोबियस
really
और वो है
capitalize on the big
कौन है
advantage.
An
किसी
airstrike once
और
again
जो
to help clear the waves and give space
Nope.
for
बट ये लोग
Aurora
का
Gaming to
सोरा
back
है
through.
जस्ट
Humes
देखो
comes in. Shifting clouds,
सोरा सोबे
gets a
Esmeralda
stun onto SRG as Innocent pushes Pagu away. Aurora Gaming finally backing off. They were looking
और
for a
CC
moment,
डैमेज करने
but
से भी
SRG
कितना ही
didn't fall
डैमेज
for it.
करेगा
Oh, sir? Okay. It's
वो
all
भी
good.
तो है
Could have been real bad there if Yums was around to
Going
follow
for
it
Lord,
up. But
but
again,
it's a
even
strategy.
if Yums was there, Purify was still up for Rosa. There were still
I don't
avenues for
think
Gaming to just get out,
I don't
waste
think
some resources,
SRG
and
जीतेगा.
reset. Now they're going to freeze up the waves. They're really going to be
ये
putting
scripted तो
Selangor
नहीं
Red Giants
होगा.
into a tough spot.
Rigid हो
Chastise
सकता है.
Pauldron now.
Rigid.
So the Eastern Shin was already behind, now is going to
Rigid.
struggle
It's
even
a
more
rigid
in
case.
team fights on top of farming.
Rigid.
Yeah, they're stoning them away, dude.
Play on the innocent, a lot of damage. Pagu
Oh my
gets the kill. One by one,
ये Lord
SRG
भी
are
ले लिया.
falling down.
It's not just guys anymore, man. Aurora Gaming Turkey, and they're making Selangor Red Giants their boys.
This
They're boys,
They're boys.
Lord for
homies,
Aurora.
they're little bros.
Oh,
Look at
no.
the look
You
at
hate
the
to see
show,
it,
bro.
Yums.
Look at the show. I don't know.
Back off
Something's
there,
wrong.
though.
Okay, something's wrong with the show. In M7,
I think, again, SRG just
They played
really
really
pushing
very
their limits,
ridiculous.
coming out maybe too far
They
here. Look at the
played
damage
very
from Rosa.
their
I think we can ask the
combos,
question already,
their
Trex.
out were very ridiculous.
Is it a wrap?
How's game 3?
Not only
Look,
this show,
if
but
this is
every
game
show
2, if
user,
this is
every show
1.5
user in
games,
M7.
the mental drop from Selangor Red
वो लोग का
Giants.
show नहीं
How's
कर
game
रहा
3
था
gonna
वो
look? Are they gonna be able to fully
लोग.
reset?
जहाँ
Coach
वहाँ
Arcadia,
अल्प मारा था
Becky,
पूरा.
and Winter, they're gonna have to step up here and like really help them reset.
I do want to say this. I don't want to go too quickly to game 3.
Not yet.
SRG, yes, Yums has had some bad plays with that kick so far, but he could still get
Look at the
something.
kick.
Is it going to be enough? They do get the kill onto Pagu. That's big before the Lord comes. Only if Stormy gets away, though. Brilliance does come out. TNZ forced to use the Phantom Execution just to get away.
Great pickup. Great pickup. Signs of life now for Selangor Red Giants. Finally. And that's such a good lift for Yums, who's just failed
Who is on
constantly
top?
in this
Who is
game
on
to get
top?
away the dragon. Now he
Who is
finally
on
gets
top?
one good play, one good pickoff in. That's
Who
the
is on
slow
top, man?
build of confidence. That's the slow build of possibly scaling back to being so bad. Rosa.
That airstrike does come out. Look at the damage, Stormy!
Damn,
Finds the
Luno.
target, locks on, and another one goes down. Aurora
Yeah,
Gaming
Luno.
this time on
Luno.
the wall. SRG, that's what they
Okay.
needed, a moment of grace.
Yes, sir. The slow
Yes,
build
sir.
again. From one play, the domino effect to the
Condition,
next.
man, what's
They
that?
find
What's
Rosa
that?
Lack in there, and they instantly punish. Unfortunately, I don't think they'll be able to really capitalize on the Siggy Boom and Rosa pickoff. But they need to find something back on the map. They need to get back control. They're able to get some farms. Skies is now level 15, so that's really, really good. The gold lead has been reduced down to just 4,000 now.
वो लोग को
Punches
Luno
through.
सीखना पड़ेगा.
Thorn Rose
Luno
trying to
spear
clear the
है पूरा.
waves. SRG unable to crack that tier 3,
Yeah.
which is
Luno's
big
down,
for
let's
Aurora
bring down.
Gaming. Like you said, they can still gain control of this game again.
Dave,
But don't push too hard, because you can see those moments SRG will have
Luno
to shine.
should
Look at
just get back.
TNC.
तुम देखो.
Brilliance does come out in the
तुम बोले ना,
backside.
Aurora.
Lunar able to
FNG
lock
जीतेगा,
onto
तुम
Yums.
देखो.
Pagu there as well with TNC
वो लोग
following up.
direct Luno
Looking
को
for a
मारने
moment to
वाले.
strike, a moment to
Backline.
fight as Rosa repositions.
I don't know how the wave in the bottom lane is looking right now, but it does look more like an Aurora Gaming
Luno's
slow
the big
push. So,
guy. Glowing
Selangor
red.
Red Giants, it's all about managing the wave down
Division
below.
lantern.
I think at this point,
Given play.
they might
Holy
have to
Crystal, I
take
guess.
fights. No,
He's
okay.
going for
We're still at the
Holy
15-minute mark. Not Evolve Lord just yet. I think Selangor Red Giants, they can do one more Lord where they defend. There's a threat of obviously a base ray getting taken there. Yums has
They
the
already
vision,
touched him.
knows Pagu is in that bush, but knows that there are a lot more players here to back him up. So we can't just be going for Pagu. Cram?
With an airstrike once again, a lot of damage
There's-
lands on
there's a
Cram.
choke, there's a choke.
TNC tries
I
to get
guess
away.
it's down.
Yums able to get the knockup, but doesn't convert to a big kick. SRG reclaiming
They
position,
lost their
but
ult.
nobody goes down.
Why
Really
is
good
this
attempt there for
Lunox?
Selangor Red Giants. They need to
Sure.
be looking for more of those plays again. Build the confidence slowly but
Yeah,
surely.
Hilda.
But unfortunately,
Oh.
like I said, it'll probably be a Lord that is
So I
given
just
to
lost
Aurora
it all.
Gaming. Slow push down below. Selangor
Epic
Red
of
Giants are going
glory.
to be split up. Unless Aurora Gaming make a
Kajina
mistake
Daki
here,
sang boleh
I
bat.
really don't think SRG can push forward just yet. They might have to wait a bit longer.
Rosa needs to
Yums
be
though.
up on the top side. Yums and Storm.
Bro.
A little bit of that spot. Rosa as well.
Don't ask
Kondo doesn't come
why
in.
there's no
Tries to get away,
error.
but Stormy finds the kill again on Rosie. Pagu now brought down to 40% into the backside though. One trying to get him,
Hey,
unable to do it with the shifting
look at the
clouds,
damage.
but TNC
Look at the
picks up
damage of
set,
Sora.
guys.
Siggy Boom still able to survive right now. Pagu in the back just buying time.
Doom slow, able to dash through. TNC with a Phantom Execution. But look at
Esmeralda
the
can
damage
take them
from
down,
Innocent.
or
Oh
he's down.
man, Lunar
I
trying to
think
get away.
he's the one
And
to
that's
get down.
him. Innocent picking up the kill. Going under the turret. TNZ and Siggy Boom get away. Pagu's pushing in mid. That base turret down below is looking juicy for the minions.
I think they will
Doesn't
they will
take it
get
down.
one
Only
interred
Yum
turret.
sent down.
I think this
Should
is
be
the one.
able to actually, I think tower may just go down here. A couple more hits. No retribution on the side of SRG right now, but Aurora Gaming aren't going to try to take advantage of it.
Who
They
lost
keep it
red, please?
alive.
Who lost red?
Aurora Gaming buy some time, or their minions rather, buy some time for them. A bit of capitalization now, a bit of
Lancelot is
conversion
still
on the
alive.
structural
Who lost?
objectives. Yenzi?
White is out.
And he's so aggressive onto Innocent. Stormy through. Stormy locks
Not
on
sure about
Rosa.
that.
They just let them
Strike
lose it.
comes down in response. Siggy
Shitty
Boom looking for
out.
targets. Aurora Gaming maybe just trying to open up
This
the map.
slot will
They
change
doubled the
everything.
wave at the bottom lane, but it was a
Either it will be SRG.
temporary answer. They're still going to have to
Either
send
it will
someone
be
down
SRG
below
or
to clear it
Aurora.
up.
This
Actually,
slot will
never mind.
decide.
It might actually build back now. I didn't really get to see the HP bar, but hold on. Yeah, that's why Sky is not handling it. It will be
They need to
able
mark
build back
Lunox.
towards Aurora
Lunox
Gaming.
के
So
पीछे
now,
भागते रहो.
Aurora Gaming are the ones that have to send
Hilda.
someone down, but Yums!
A lot of damage.
Wow, great
Rosa.
cancel.
Rosa is the target locked right now. If they can find Rosa, Rosa's good at this.
Kenzie.
Yenzi, Thorn Rose on a Stormy.
Lunox
Damage
के
from
पीछे
all
भागते
members
रहो.
all around.
Yums.
Now Chugger does come down. Tienzi
Dang.
with some nice damage on
Lunox,
Innocent by that
Lunox,
airstrike as well. The
Get
shifting
him down, get him
clouds
down,
to bring him
get him
back.
down.
And
Foveus is
Cram
down.
falls. Tienzi
Sora.
picks up the kill.
They're going to go
Get
on
the
Innocent
Sora out.
now. It's an all-in TNT. Thorn Rose!
Oh, Stormy low. Pagu able to
Shutdown.
find it.
That's a
And
shutdown.
now Lunar's advancing with the rest of Aurora Gaming. Tienzi
Bruh.
constantly looking for targets.
What
the
the
big
hell?
one, Star Moon into the backside.
Get the Vices.
Set guys just trying to get away.
And it's a win for Aurora Gaming. 2 members down of
There's a
Selangor
lot,
Red
there's a lot,
Giants.
there's
And
a
look
lot,
at the
there's a lot,
timer.
Farah.
This is a bad lore to give. It's an
Lock
evolved
can't just
lore
carry
for
4-5
Aurora
people.
Gaming. And it's
यही
free.
बात है ना. वो लोग
They're
का
going to have
और
to
भी
fight this.
अच्छा
It
खेलना
looks like they
पड़ेगा.
just want to gamble.
They're pushing for it. Yums looking for vision. Set guys, theirs as well. Tienzi's
Lancelot is very low.
very low.
It's
I
very
think they
low.
maybe could have with how low 2 members are, but they don't have the information.
Exactly. No vision. Aurora Gaming played it perfectly. The way they bobbed and weaved through that
Delete
team
ML
fight,
now.
the way they went
Why you
back
delete
and
ML?
forth. They didn't even need to handle the way down below because they know they still have the lead at that point. They have the items to swap. They have the advantage. All they
MM
need to
लेने से वो
do
लोग ले
is
सकते थे.
execute, and that
MM
they
लेने से
did.
ले सकते थे
Pagu,
वो.
now with the winner crown,
Carry
we
ले
do get to
सकते
see a
थे.
replay of how that happened, but keep your eyes on the live view because they are
Look
setting
at the
up
Lunox.
in that bush up top. So
Hilda
going
कैसे
through this
जाएगा
fight
Lunox
again,
को मारने
Cram
के
really
बाद?
tries to get in, but it's just
ये
it's
गए,
obvious
ये
late
गए,
game.
ये
You
गए,
fall
ये
off
गए.
real hard. You're just a frontliner.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
with the
Lunox.
damage that Aurora Gaming have in the late game, it's too much to handle. And that ambush up top didn't really amount to much. They just push in top lane so that at least there will be one lane that they don't have to deal with. It'll be a 2-way push coming down onto Selangor Red Giants base.
They need to focus on
Inhibitor
Lunox.
goes down.
Yums.
Airstrike falls as well. Cram with the demonic force into the backside.
Dang.
That guy's able to get the kill.
I guess Lunox
But
down.
SRG looking for
Lunox
Stormy.
down.
Dan's able to find the kill.
They have the
Now
tree.
still the evolved Lord. They have damage reduction. Innocence is going to be very low.
Get the
They're
tree.
still handling the waves right now.
Going,
Can they
going.
fight the... They can.
That guy's actually responding back
Hey,
innocent
किसी
with
के
a lot of
वजह
damage
ना
on
बोलो.
Lunar.
Wow.
Or Gaming has to
Bro,
try to get away
Esmeralda,
here.
what are you doing,
Re-engage
bro?
the shifting clouds
What
on
are
the
you
back line.
doing?
Good call, though, but TNC falls.
TNC
Innocent,
taking
the
all the-
beast,
everything
carries
in
the
this,
team to
Esmeralda.
glory at this point.
It's always... There's
That's
always a
amazing,
way
yeah.
for Selangor Red Giants. Whether it be Innocent, Stormy, or
What
all
did
three
Esmeralda
with
do,
Yums
bro?
together as well. What a flank by
उसको
Yums,
बीच पे आना
creating
था
a
ना,
divergence so
नीचे
that
आना था
Stormy
ना
can just
उसको.
jump in. He was full kamikaze there, man. He went in, he was
नीचे
like,
नहीं
I
थे, वो
will
क्या कर रहा
die
है वो?
as long as Rosa
Esmeralda.
falls with me. That's a win for my team.
So it's a 5-second counter on Rosa.
the
TNC at
hell?
24. SRG aren't going to be able to end anything exactly
नहीं,
here,
नहीं,
most likely,
Esmeralda
but
उसको
still,
बीच- middle
we
से
are
आना था
at
ना, mid से आना था ना.
standstill
जानबूझ
territory.
के वो आता है
This
वो.
game could go any way at this point.
Aurora Gaming, with the evolved Lord damage reduction, I really thought like they would be able to power through it, but Selangor Red Giants played that so well. Innocent with the spacing, with the constant pokes, building up to them being so low. The space turret will not fall, at least not now. There's another wave to come in, but
There's
they
still
won't
chance,
use
there's
it.
still
It's
chance.
way too risky. Genzi wants
Arey.
to fight. Yeah, I think that'll be it.
Lancelot, you
Now
don't
it
need
gets
to do
really
zing,
troublesome
zing,
for...
bro.
Oh my god, they just want to keep
Just
on
get
going.
one of them.
Flicker out
Just
already. Lunar? No, they can't go for
They
it.
need one of
They're
their
going to like try to rush Lord here.
frontliners.
I don't think so.
He
But
just is
what they
obvious.
have gotten is the position back. They push Selangor Red Giants away. And now Cram, when he jumps in, Trex, he's cooked. Does he have winner crown? That's the question right now. I want
यहाँ
to
पे
take a
ना
look at the
Esmeralda
items
का
real
fault है हाँ
quick to
वो
see. if he does.
जो
He
3 लोग
doesn't
मर
have
गया
winner crown, he
3
doesn't
लोग
have
नहीं 4 लोग
immortality.
मरा
Those
एसमल का
those
फॉल्ट
two
है पूरा
items are not in his inventory. So when he
वो
jumps,
लोग लॉट ले रहा है
he's gonna get shredded, bro.
Luckily for Aurora Gaming as well, Long Lane is pushing. In the backside, Ziggy Boom onto Cram, keeping him away
Let's
from the
not
team, but
follow you,
Innocent
boss.
is always the problem.
Yep.
Innocent and Set guys have been jumping onto Rosa so much that airstrike comes down, chips away, but still in the
Sora
top
down.
side.
Sora down.
Oh my god. Might get the outplay. Winter Crown
Yes,
comes
Sora
in for
will
Ziggy
down.
Boom. Immortality pops.
Now Ziggy Boom's dead. Selangor Red Giants, they fought through it and now they have a
अभी
man
गया
advantage.
ये मैं चला
The waves are still down below, but now it is a heck of a lot more equal. Wave versus man down. Who's gonna win? Selangor Red Giants already on the Lord. Yum's handling the mid wave. Stormy!
Airstrike, a lot of
Hey,
damage. Brilliance comes
Lunox.
out. Still not enough. Aurora Gaming mistiming the ults.
vengeance use
They can't go for the shred. They can't burst the Lord. The wave in the bottom lane is gonna crash into their base.
Yeah, will Aurora Gaming try to really take advantage of that? Mount Shocker does connect. Bagu able to just get
Hilda.
through.
Oh my god.
Into the boss side. Rosa looking for a position once again, and watch for TNZ on the top.
look at the
Wave
lane
is
slot
big
look
in
at
the
the lane
bottom lane.
slot
TNT's there.
Whoa,
Rosa
whoa,
I
falls!
think he's gonna make a play
Lunar
he's gonna make a
take a
play
kick to the face as well, but there's still minions coming down the boss side as TNZ and Set guys go for the 1v1. Mono e mono. TNZ looking for the and he's able to get it. He's on the run now. Immortality pops.
Does he buy the second item? He buys it with a crown. Can he do it? No, he cannot.
Oh.
He takes the rose gold in the end, but it was not enough. It was not quick enough. The waves handled right on time, but what TNZ did is he bought more than just those items. He bought time. He possibly saved this game from being a full turnaround. An Evolved Lord in the mid lane. SRG want to look for the end now, but I really also
I don't know what's wrong with that.
Clouds goes to deep, takes himself
that
down
guy,
to
bro.
20%, but now Cram is deep as well. Lunar
Esmeralda
gonna be the
getting
next
melt.
target. The next one in the chopping block. The nines are out as SRG slices through.
That's a
Innocent
she.
takes the tower
she.
along with members of Aurora Gaming.
Even
just
this
trying
Rora
to
trying to
defend.
getting melt.
round down. Ziggy Boom goes out.
What the
Now it's just
hell?
Bagu.
Rosa though back on the field for the airstrike. Oh, quickly got and Innocent with a double kill. SRG even the playing field.
won.
It's a wipeout at the end of the day. If you beat Selangor Red Giants early, you have to close it out early. Because if
They did it.
SRG stay alive, if there's
They
just
did
even
it.
a breath left in their tank, they have a way to come back.
But यहाँ पे ना
Nobody else said it
Esmeralda का
before this
weak point
match,
है weak
that if
point
the
है
last
Esmeralda
game
का
wins the distance, SRG would have came back. Well, this time it proves
SRG
it.
का weak point नहीं है
SRG waited it out and
SRG I
won
mean
game number
Aurora
two.
But how is it that game number one
Aurora.
was less
Aurora
dominant by
the weak point.
Aurora, yet an easier route for them to close it off? For SRG this time, it was much more difficult, it looked like. Aurora Gaming, they had the dominant early game. They held everything. They took everything away from Skies, from Stormy.
Demands greatness out of all of its competitors. Aurora
That's
showed
true.
greatness with how they controlled majority of the game. It seems like
I
the
don't know
G
why-
isn't just for
like,
Giants, it's
this
also
guy
for
need
great
to take fight
comebacks.
Sora.
They held on SRG.
Why Sora need to take
I'm
fight? I
not gonna
don't
lie, I was
understand.
really stressed about that game.
Sora is the one who went.
This team, Aurora, have proven that they are worth the time and effort of SRG. But Mirko is absolutely correct. Why was game number one so dominant in comparison to game number two? And I think a lot of it comes down to the timing of resources when their ults come back up, but most importantly, when their battle spells
किधर है
come
ये?
up.
किधर
Rosa
बचता है ये?
noticed very
Best of five,
quickly that
best of
Yums have
five,
been
best of
gunning
three,
out
best
for
of
him
three.
since the mid-game past the 13th minute mark. And because of how big their lead was, I really felt that they needed to just trust that TNZ would be able to outplay Cram at the end, because I think that was the only stopping force when you have that wide of a jungle gap. That was a 3-level lead by 8 minutes.
And I think that's where my hope and my trust in
Miracle.
SRG's just macro foundations and mental comes in. That's why I said in game one, hey, if
This
that
is the
went the
miracle.
distance past the 22, 23-minute mark, SRG would have won.
Words
This
नहीं मिलेगा
is
SRG
proof
से
that they could have done that. Also, just to answer the question of, yeah, sure, why, despite the more dominant performance in game two, they still couldn't close it out?
Now Devil's fan.
May I present a very
Doing blah, blah,
simple-minded
blah.
approach.
I better play one game. Devil's fan blah 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 blah. That's it, bro.
What perfect weather?
She gave me 5. I love this PG music. Also, this Johnson. Yo, oh my god, Johnson.
My light has blazed
Chalo, I'll
across
sleep. You gotta sleep,
infinite
bro.
realms.
It's not jolly.
Let's come on.
My light has blazed across infinite realms.
Infinite realm. They literally melt. Legend skin is so good. They literally melt those Esmeralda, Sora.
A
क्या होता है
relic
ये?
of shattered star. To victory! Let us rise into the stars.
Do you mean it?
I just don't like it.
I will triumph.
Dang, bro. It's a wipeout. It's a wipeout. Dang, Franco.
The cosmos awaits us. I will shatter the doom prophecy with my own hand.
Franco got triple kill.
From the darkness, my light was reborn. My name is Star.
I want you also. Oh yeah, oh yeah, hold on. Do you mean it? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Jeez.
The cosmos awaits us.
Do you mean it? Nice.
Burn in cosmic fire. Chunky flame.
I do this. I took this bow.
Among the stars, a trail of night cherries.
Jeez. I died. I died. Go in the quality. Okay, go in the quality. Then go for the data saver.
Data saver.
I faced annihilation head
Data
on
saver will
and
just
emerged
reduce
with new to victory. Charge! Ignite your inner flame.
Go to quality, press data saver. Data saver under high picture quality. Press data saver.
The stars heralded my return.
Dang this Franco. Even triple kill. How many kills do you want?
My will is absolute.
Maniac, bro. No. This guy died. Koyuki.
Victory is at hand. To victory. To stand against me is to invite.
Where's my triple kill? I almost lost my triple kill.
The stars heralded my return.
They're still yapping.
My will is absolute.
Shut down.
If you're gonna give this Mutedi SL card to the SL card. Starlight? Oh. I'm talking about Starlight, bruh.
The stars.
Come on. Ray. Maray.
I cannot.
Bruh. Red Bull give you wings. I need to drink Red Bull. Keep moving.
The cosmos awaits us. May light's glory spread to the ends of the cosmos. Roaring flame! Victory is at hand! To victory! Charge! Roaring!
Sky Piercer, bro. How many Sky Piercer do they have? Harley. Fanny. MM took Sky Piercer. What the hell? I have Sky Piercer also.
Our turret is under attack. Has been destroyed.
The cosmos awaits us. Ignite your inner flame.
Hey! I got all damage. After 2 minutes, we're gonna start it again. They're gonna start again. After 2 minutes. And faster. Nice.
Victory!
What was it? What was it again? Best of 5. Fuck, man. कितना बजा जरा देखने चाहिए सर best of 5 1 second. Wait, complete 164. 64 हो गया मेरा. Where is this? 4. This is very near 75. But I want this 150. At 150 I will get this shit. Participate in guess one time. Team spirit. Bruh, Onyx fighting again? Why they are fighting again? Who gonna win the match? Onyx and Team Liquid. Team Spirit. I don't know why Onyx playing again. How many games will we played in this series? It's best of 5, right? Possibly they might go for four match. Losing team will fight it here. Those who will lose today. It might be like Aurora. Well, ongoing. All not ended. Guess. I won? Bro, I won. Aurora page won. Okay. And also prefer Aurora gaming. Let's see.
Welcome
Let's
back.
see. Who wins, who not? Guess. I need to support. I'll support TLP. I don't like carry. I know like no carry. Draw. Sorry, you didn't win. I know. See, I know my future. I never win. Sorry, you didn't win. I'll get this edit skin. Thank you. Skin. Something new game. 5K. How many days left? There's no such days here. 30, 50, 60 for Valley Pass. I won't get. That's for sure. I've already this skin. I own this skin already. I don't need. What happened here? Accelerate the horizon. Taking me
A simple-minded.
down. Let's go.
Welcome back to the M7 World Championship Knockout Stages, day number 2, a banger so far of a series, but a lot of uncharacteristic decision-making from these two, from the draft to the in-game execution. Welcome back to the English. I can hear myself in the arena right now. We've missed you. Still Renmar, Leo, and Gideon here. We've been talking a lot about what these teams should do, should not do. Now, as we head into game number 3, would we see a little bit more stability? Would we see a few more heroes that can dish out
more triggers,
basic attacks consistently? Because it feels like for 2 games now, this has been one of the key focal points in the draft. Do these lineups have enough basic attack damage heroes?
Where is
like
Claude?
Mm,
I think it
how to
personally,
say?
I think what it really boils
Aurora
down to
Gaming.
is
They
this the
they need
meta? Is
to
this where
win
we're
2 match.
heading to as a global esport, right? Is this what the top of the line is going to be looking like? And it scares me for a couple of
Amago.
reasons because it feels like we're forgetting the other aspects of
Amago
the
and have some
game,
lunch,
right?
okay?
Again, Claude
You
has been
watch. You all
absolutely
watch.
great. Yes, there has his counter picks, but
I'm
it's
gonna mute this shit. I'm gonna mute this shit, okay?
at the same time, do these fighters really kind of fit the bill when it comes down to late game scaling, and at what cost? Because priority is just so high in a meta that demands so much, especially when you need to make a play.
The answer is no. It's clear that even in the upper echelons of mlbb esports, between the finest of Turkey, the finest of Malaysia, fighters just don't get there. And the reason why SRG won game number 2 was because sure they had the Guison Shin, they held on, they held out, and when you consider the stats of them players roll to roll, you kind of have to throw that out the window because these are stats based on the Swiss and the earlier days of the knockouts so far. It's clear that this late into the tournament, almost halfway through knockouts, the game is still evolving.
Yeah, especially because of what Aurora Turkey has decided to field throughout this tournament. The Lancelot, excuse me, not Lancelot, Leomord and Harley now warrant attention from teams going up against Aurora Turkey because of, well, the respect that you have to give it. And we've seen now Harley is undefeated in the M7 World Championship. Meanwhile, Selangor Red Giants, they've also led some form of innovation here at M7. They weren't the first to show fighter in the gold lanes, but in terms of how it's played, even Siki Boom heading into this matchup mentioned that Innocent, to him, is the best gold laner right now. And the performances of Innocent, especially in that last one, still continue to prove that statement.
I think what I'm most concerned about is the fact that SRG, as much as I feel like Aurora Gaming have kind of hit the threshold of, hey, we need to whip up something a little bit new. We can't just focus on pure fundamentals and hope that we don't have to show anything, but well, we'll see, because it's at the discretion of Winter, Azoroveki, alongside with Arcadia to say, you know what, maybe they do deserve it this time round.
2 games in a row now, we've seen Aurora Turkey lead the charge against Selangor Red Giants. I thought this would be a series where we'd see Aurora be a little bit more of the counter-punch team, the team that plays through the defense. But it's the other way around. They're the one leading the charge. It's just a question of, can they close it?
I think they have to make sure that they don't doubt themselves on this path of aggression. In game number 2, towards the latter part of that match, I'd say minute 18, minute 19, they start to get real sloppy. You can't be sloppy when you're aggressive. It's because you're going to slip up and fall on your face. That's what happened in game 2.
And I hope you're watching real close, because there's a redeem code for you. Go ahead, put that in your game. Redeem it. Input the code, log in, and enjoy a random skin trial card. Think fast, because these won't last. But I feel like there's more than enough time to actually redeem it. So we're being very generous with the time here.
9PU29QWJI. There you go. I dictated it for folks who don't want to,
I get you. I think that, for 7 years straight, people have been real fast on this with the screenshots that shared across the world to make sure that everybody gets a quick redemption code. But for this upcoming game number 3, this is going to be the tempo setter, right? We've seen Aurora show what their approach to SRG is going to be. We've seen how SRG is overcome in the later stages of the game. Simply put, Aurora need to put a time limit on SRG.
Yeah.
But SRG, I don't want to say that they're punching above their weight with such a prepared Aurora, but at the same time, they need to find a leg kick of some sort.
Yeah, let's double down on that idea. We mentioned earlier, after 2 drafts, Aurora Turkey came into this looking like they have completely read SRG like a book in terms of the drafts. With how fast every single pick of Aurora has come in, it really looks like they know who they're up against and they know their tendencies. The question is, can they outplay them and outclass them in the game? I will double down also on the idea that you presented earlier, Leo. I don't want to see Aurora suddenly shift gears and stop being aggressive. It's worked out well for them. It's continuously put SRG to their limit, applying that pressure. Why change that now, right?
But if there is one little tweak, it's invest in a little bit of a mid-game to late-game power spike. Maybe for one, I hope this is not a full-on reparative approach, like, oh, you went in too far in game 2. Just give Sigibum a friggin' marksman.
Yeah.
Just do that so that if ever he does get a little too aggressive, he ends up with something like a Claude or a carry with a flicker and he moves on forward. wipes out all of SRG. Like, that's best case scenario.
I think we can take back from history, right? All the way back into World War II, as we were looking to kind of end that entire catastrophe. It really just comes down to having a secondary win condition, because the first one is just a statement. The second one is to ensure that there is no fighting back. And that's the main idea we need to see from Aurora if they even want to try to push it past those 12 minutes.
40 is about 80 years ago now.
That was a long time.
I can't remember. I wasn't born then.
80 years. As we look at Sigiboom and Innocent, maybe that's why they keep picking up the Sora for them. We know how great a pick it is, but it also stops Innocent from being able to fight back in the way that we're used to seeing Innocent fight back with that Sora. Except this time around, now they have the CC to think about.
Now we're talking about specifics. I'd say find a way to either get the Sora out of the equation or put it on your side, keep it there, but maybe put it on a leash. Like, just make sure that next time you give it to Sigiboom, it's like, Sigiboom, you know what this does, right?
Yeah.
You know what happens to you when you get your hands on this.
Yeah, the two games that Sigiboom played on this Sora, I wouldn't call them bad. They were good.
They were on a spectrum, let's say it like that.
Yeah, but it wasn't the impact that actually delivered the winning conditions. In game number 1, it was, well, the Farsa. In game number 2,
you mean the Zetian?
Yeah, it was, the Zetian. Game number 2, it was the Farsa, and then you also added that the damage that Tianzi was dishing out as a Lancelot. The Sora was, really enough, despite all the damage it can dish out, with how it was played by Sigiboom, the timings of it was a little bit more utility.
It really was, because when you are playing Sora in this particular way, in the gold lane, your job is to get as many alternate battle spells from your opponents as possible. And as we're trying to make our way into this game, and hopefully we start off with the draft, I need to see who goes to blue side, who goes to red, because I think the only adjustment SRG can make to kind of alleviate the stress that they're going through is with a utility jungler. A possible setup for Fred, a secondary carry, maybe an Arlet Yuzong in the EXP, but so many conditions need to be met.
On the chat right now, type it out. Is it Aurora or SRG? Who will win this series? In the fandom wars, the Selangor Red Giants fans going wild in the comment sections in all of our streams. So please, wherever you're watching, comment. Is it Aurora or SRG? Again, we still don't know which team will go to what side, but let's revisit the drafts in terms of the bans first. First 3 bans for SRG in game number 1 were Fanny, Eve, Freya. Game number 2, it was Aurora who decided to ban Eve, Kimmy, Grok. I feel like looking at the draft, if there's someone who could change up their priority, it could be Aurora. Maybe one of the mid lane picks. Is it really warranted if you're Aurora to continuously ban Kimmy? Eve, we understand. Grok, understandable. But the Kimmy constantly getting banned here, I feel like that could be something different.
I mean, yes, it should be something different, but I think the major problem right now is the fact that SRG refused to give Yishun Shin over to Tianzi. And I think that is going to be the main focal point coming into these games, because the jungle has been pretty standardized for SRG, and yet they refuse to move out of it. When there's a lot of reasons to be like, hey, wait a minute, if we have to worry about this Farsa, let's just put you on a Hayabusa, one good Oki Shadow kill, and that's, problem solved.
It's another weird pick that we don't see as often anymore. That was really white hot all throughout the Swiss stage, is the Hayabusa. So now you have to consider, where does that put Aurora? Because they're choosing sides. I'd say they're better off red, because again, current trend is red side wins. By being able to close up your draft last, you're able to close up these gaps that possibly could bite you late into the game that you already prepped for. Again, we circle back to have a good damage profile, have good spread, and have things that can take down objectives. I'm not even looking at like a utility choice for Tianzi. Mans is really, really good with assassins right now. I'd say adjust elsewhere.
If my sense have it correctly, we actually have not seen Stormy play the Kimmy at this tournament. It's Guison, Selena, Loi, Zetian, Eve, Farsa, Valentina, and Luna. So
everything but.
Yeah, everything but. So it seems like Aurora just looking at the Kimmy as we cannot control the mid lane if we're up against that hero, similar to the Eve, which does make sense, but something has got to give and something has to change. Let's look at one of the heroes right now that has risen up in stock with all of the great ultimates available. If you are a Valentina, whose ultimate do you steal? I like this. Real world manipulation of Eve or the tectonic charge of Grok?
Ready?
Ooh, on 3?
I have an answer.
Are we saying the full alt name or are you going A or B?
Full alt name so it's funny.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Tectonic charge.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. I feel like RWM is good. We talking about mid Valentina, we talking about EXP.
Who said tech charge? Who said tech charge?
I said deck charge.
Oh, you did?
How many dashes does Valentina have?
2.
How many dashes will she have with a tech charge?
2.
3!
No,
You will
because-
count that as a dash, dude!
No.
It's a charge, you said! And if you have flicker, you can flicker out too! That's a lot of crowd control, and that's a lot of damage too!
Sounds like cope, bro.
Not look, not entirely wrong, but there's a reason.
Discrimination.
No, it is the fact that Yeet is so highly meta. Guess what? What does Valentina do better than Yve in the RWM? The fact that you get her base stats plus more, and you utilize generally the same items more effectively in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, by picking tech charge, you're useful for like 2 seconds. If you miss it, you're done. Sure, you can get out of there, but your team needs you.
But that's the thing, I don't miss!
I'm sorry, he's taking a lot of, he's been hanging out with a Filipino sniper. They're literally right across from each other at the hotel.
Yeah, it's like our rooms are like right there, so yeah, you know what, yeah, maybe I am just a little bit coping. I mean, when I do play the Valentina, and there isn't Eve on the other side to be fair, I always just get the real world manipulation. But maybe I just wanted to be a spokesperson for all the Valentina Grand cosplayers.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I think that Tech Charge is a phenomenal ability which has absolutely disrupted the Swiss and even the wildcard stages here at M7.
I don't believe you.
But
I'm kidding.
the most important part is the fact that you need that passive. The passive of being, CC immune is what makes this ability as good as it is. It's like a heat-seeking missile. You just gotta point in the right direction.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to miss. Yes, it's still possible. Like you could aim it the complete opposite direction,
You
but
dash backwards or something.
yeah.
As we enter the draft for game number 3, hey, Valentina, Grok. Maybe those are more heroes that we can watch out for. We already saw the Valentina earlier. The Grok keeps getting banned out here by Aurora as they do not want to give it to Yumes.
Hey. Aurora stays blue.
Yeah, they say blue. And they're still banning on the Kimmy and Eve. I think, yeah, that's straight up their priority. But then now there's a chance that SRG might suddenly go for a big swing and pick up the Farsa for themselves. The Lunox worked out, yeah, but I think the Farsa will be able to keep things a little bit more close for them.
What's your command? Your team
I think that at the very least, considering looking at Sakai's face, he knows that he's going to get targeted, right? Throughout the past, 2 games already, he's been put down how many levels? A total of 5 levels by 6 minutes from game 1 as well as game number 2. 2 in game number 1, 3 in game number 2. And I think this time round, SRG either need to double down and say, hey, we either protect Sakai's and make sure that he gets the nutrition he needs to become a big boy and turn from a boy to a kid, or we're going to lean into the other side laners.
Okay, we haven't really covered that whole aspect of SRG's game. What if just take that out of the equation entirely? Stop treating Sekai's like a boy. He's a man. Sekai's is a man. Give him a man hero so that the rest of the map can maybe, grow out, progress. Because we know that Innocent is in carry mode right now. You give him the utility pick.
Speaking of the sort of a little bit more utility Sora that we've been seeing this series, gets taken out Aurora.
Cross open!
There we go, seems like.
Gotta take Claude now.
That's a 1 point for Grok.
Yeah, we gotta take Claude. It's tough to take Farsa at this point because Grok is always gonna be able to cancel out the feathered airstrike, whether tech charge, barrier, or just punts you in the face.
Yeah. It's not impossible, but I'm not the biggest proprietor of picking a Claude into the Grok because you're most likely either gonna get forced out of a BMI use or your Purify use if you are going to be packing Purify.
For sure Purify, but at least it makes the Grok a little hesitant to walk for it. He can't just walk around tax-free, right? Especially when you have the Hunter Strike, sorry, not the Hunter Strike, the Demon Hunter Sword available, but they still go back to the Yi Shin and they're willing to take this risk. Why take the risk?
Well, I think they're going to be happier now because finally the condition that we said that Aurora should never give to SRG, they've given it. They've given Stormy as far as expected, open for them. But does Aurora now have the tools ready? And if we're gonna see a Claude game, I feel like this is the Claude game now for Aurora.
What if Claude Yuzhong?
Yep, Claude Yuzhong.
It's gotta be! Where is the Black Dragon?
Claude Lapu, there's so many good options here for them to cancel out the feathered airstrike and still have a lot of pressure. I really hope that's not what I heard. That's Freya on top of Uranus.
Okay.
What a flex.
Unorthodox problems, go for unorthodox solutions. This is some 4D chess picks right now.
Are we thinking? Are they thinking too far ahead in this rock paper scissors scenario, or are they right on the dot with their tempo?
Are they picking Spock right now?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I feel like instead of going for the Claude, because the Freya still could have been picked up by SRG, well, as we said, Innocence and carry mode. And then as we've seen in M7 so far, Claude on the other side, Freya's a pretty good answer for it. He can deal with it.
Yeah, what is that, like 75% win rate?
I will double check. We'll get back to that.
So far, I think it is like the 3-1. Last time I checked.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, this Farsa is going to have a really, really hard time with many different ways to get on top of her.
Yeah.
I think that high loss is going to be a pretty good priority for Aurora, but we'll see, because now SRG, they don't want somebody lane dominant. They want to make sure, well, it's lane dominant enough, but still requires peel during a team fight.
Lunar has to be careful leading up to level 4. The Esmeralda will mess him up. Eventually it settles into a dead lane, and then eventually turns into Uranus actually can't do much on Esmeralda come later to the game. But with them having the Freya, they might not be worried about getting into that portion. Now, SRG will now play towards getting a better roamer option for themselves and a gold laner as well. Should they double down on the range? I feel like they can still go fighter here. They already have the Farsa and the Yi Sun Shin. That's enough to actually carry, but if there's a marksman they want to slot in, double down on range, just go for the... Oh wait, no, carry is still open, yeah, carry.
Oh wow! Oh no. I thought it was a Harith, but no, it's a Harley. It's also just a magical little baby boy. I thought they weren't convinced that the Freya was going to go.
I'm not the only one.
Oh, Fulvia is banned for the side of Aurora. I thought they were going to get rid of both Claude alongside with Carry just to make sure that nobody can really take full advantage of, like, you know, the on-hit DHS. But at this point, I think it's fine. Getting rid of the Fulvius is okay, but what's the signal here, right? Is the signal that they want to play something along the lines of Nolan?
Nolan or Joy, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
They're willing to back Grok, Freya, and they were willingly giving the Farsa. Yeah, it's the quicker access to the backline assassins, the easy burst. Joy or Nolan would slot in very well here, depending on what they pick up in the mid. They might end up eyeing the Zetian here again, considering they're up against the Farsa and the Yi Sun Shin. That extra bit of utility is going to help in terms of the vision.
Gwyn. Okay, it was either Gwyn or Lyra Mord here. Gwyn or Lyra Mord would have been okay. Oh, this is so scary because now Aurora, if we are going with potential counter picks, and now that they've seen that the Gwyn is gone and Leomar might actually be open, they might not have to get rid of the Badang. But at the same time, the displacement is annoying when you want to get on top of RBL. Granger, the ban.
Yeah, it's the one I considered, but I thought Aurora would think that maybe SRG would want to pick up the carry over the Granger, considering that they have the Uranus. But maybe SRG just, they will end up having the damage to deal with this Euro pick. So they're going to need a few more bodies to really help sustain, but in terms of the position, there's nowhere to put it in. They can't go like utility jungle anymore. They have to go with something for damage.
It's clear. I think they picked Yume's hero here first, and then again, as their modus has been this whole series, protect innocent, reveal later on where this Esmeralda goes at Red 5.
What would be a good support at this point? What can you actually go for? You need something that peels, you need some kind of CC. Kalia was still open this entire time, but it could be a dangerous game.
You got a Farsa combo, so at least there's a, you know, 1-in-1 pickoff.
That's a crowd control too. Bit of a reaction there by Yumes. Hopefully that didn't mean he accidentally picked the Kalea. Maybe they're just laughing around about something.
Yeah. Good to see them in good spirits, despite the rocky start to this series. Now we're going to find out what goes in mid and what finally Tianzi picks up. Because again, after game 2, I'm sure he's just as eager to get back into the Tianzi picks up. Because again, after game 2, I'm sure he's just as eager to get back into the game.
I like the Joy here. Good. I can't remember whose voice line that was.
Yeah, I wouldn't launch.
Alunox. Ooh, close range. Ooh, they need range. Oh, they're still going to be going for all dive, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
They just
Going to
go
red
here,
seven.
Claude?
I think you just take Claude. Yep. At this point, just call it a day. Pick Claude, and
We'll pick
Innocent
Granger.
just play perfect. You'll win us the game.
No Granger.
Which, I mean, isn't a tough task for Innocent. Asking Innocent to play perfect is like asking any of us to breathe. It's like, yeah, sure.
I'm thinking it's still a fighter side lane.
It looks like it is. X-Borg is round 2
Xborg.
final pick.
Oh, and I like it because there's really no one to force him to do a little front flip.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
No one quickly. No, you know what I mean? It's just, it's very honest.
I mean, the Freya potentially can break it open, but it really just goes down to 2 things. Who's going to get the first
Where
part
they
of this
got
game? Who gets
banished,
first
everyone.
turtle? That's going to tell us everything we need to know, because the counter index is still leaning towards the side of Aurora, and even their lineup rating is better.
Yeah, early to late potential, even damage, survivability, pushability needs just a little bit more towards Aurora. But fire off in the comment section wherever you're watching. Who do you think has a better lineup here? SRG or Aurora? Real quick, Gideon, SRG Aurora.
SRG for me.
Leo.
Oh, I'm on behalf of all of the fans calling them Bizim Çocuklar Aurora.
Man, you are learning Turkish fast this.
What happened?
Freya potentially can break it open, but it really just goes down to two things. Who's going to get the first blood of this game? Who gets first turtle? That's going to tell us everything we need to know, because the counter index is still leaning towards the side of Aurora, and even their lineup rating is better.
Yeah, early to late potential, even damage, survivability, pushability needs just a little bit more towards Aurora. But fire off in the comment section wherever you're watching. Who do you think has a better lineup here, SRG or Aurora? Real quick, Gideon.
You can't hear my
SRG
voice,
Aurora.
bro. Hello. Can't hear my voice, that's a she.
SRG for me.
Leo.
Oh, I'm on behalf of all of the fans calling them Bizim Çocuklar Aurora.
Man, you are learning Turkish fast this broadcast. Welcome to game number 3. Mirko and Trex, I'm gonna loop you in. What do you guys think about the draft?
Thank you so much, panel. Yeah, I don't know. I really like that expert pick. That's number one. And also, the reason we don't see carrier Claude is because Aura Gaming wanted the carry Claude. They wanted to have the Freya to go up against that. It's a really good matchup for the Freya.
What did it
I think if they went Claude, it would have been cooked.
If they went Claude, I definitely think they would have moved. I was expecting something maybe like a Ruby to kind of slow down the enemies. It goes great with the YSS, but still the X-Borg is phenomenal against all of these fighters, all of these divers. My worry for SRG is, yes, they have some CC,
Aurora heroes, bro.
is it going to be enough to kind of stiff arm the
They took
possible
Esmeralda, they
dive
took
from Aurora
Farsa.
Gaming? If Aurora
All
Gaming
they
can
changed is
pounce
just
correctly in
YSS.
these fights, that's going to be their objective.
Clear and Xbox.
Definitely. They need to find those big sets. And
It
honestly,
just-
Pago, whenever he's on the Grok, it just seems
Aurora
like
just
it's
took Grok.
inevitable. They have the mid-prio as well. Remember the matchup head-to-head that we were talking about last game? Lunox now is 4-0 against the Farsa, thanks to Stormy and SRG's comeback in game number 2. So Rosa definitely, you know, trying to tear a page out of Selangor Red Giants' book, but also, this is a very similar composition to what we saw in the Swiss stage. Alter Ego beat Aurora Gaming with the Freya Leomord in their first match at M7. Tienzi.
Tienzi being aggressive. This is what I was wondering.
He's
Are we
trying
going to see Aurora Gaming get as aggressive as they were in the past?
Damn, you got it.
Buff does go into
You
the
got
hands
it.
of Tienzi.
That's the first blood.
Comes the Phantom Steed. Stormy going to try to get involved here. Doesn't have level 4. Tienzi re-engages.
Oh, click.
Just as aggressive as he was on the Assassins, as he
What's
is
your name,
now
Buster?
on
Not
this
hear my voice,
Leomord.
bro.
A fighter is an assassin with more HP, baby. And he's got Barbiel, you know, even more mobility, technically. So, hey, if we're talking about, well, hold on, they want to just keep on going. They're bullying these guys again, dude. Not level 4. This is a free turtle for sure.
my voice is so
But
low.
if we're talking Leomord, the first guy to do it technically was him, and I was at M4 actually. Way back. Incendio Supremacy
Blacklist,
days.
right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Big Tigreal Barbiel play.
Yep. And yeah, it's free turtle. Sigibooms right there, but they will be able to use the last insanity for Innocent to get
I
away
think
there.
I need to increase. Okay, sorry for disturbance.
Oh, fucking Skies in this matchup. Phantom Steed knows there's no flicker on Stormy.
Rosa's got his back, but Tienzi, and this is the thing, he knows not to fully commit sometimes. He'll use the ult, he'll use the punctures.
I think he's down, he's down, he's down.
Not gonna be able to get away from this one. Rosa
Damn.
with first blood.
That's the thing about using the last insanity defensively. It takes a while for you to get the Faraga armor back, especially in the early game here. So Aurora Gaming, really good punish up top. The rotation was clean, and even just the feint there with Tienzi already using Phantom Steed. It puts Selangor Red Giants into a false sense of security. They were like, oh, there's no way they would dive. You know, the Phantom Steed is down.
That airstrike does come down, but Tienzi doesn't care. He just wants his purple. You said they were denying. They are starving Sekais right now.
Hiding.
More damage lands on a Cram. Cram trying to come help out, but Aurora Gaming got what they came for. They quickly back
What
off.
happened to you,
They're not
Rena?
gonna be able to use the consecration. Go
This
get this
is all-
tower to safety.
Escape.
Whoa, oops, solo kill? No. Innocent flickers out. He's good. But man, this is a struggle for the gold lane, for even Skies in the jungle, especially here. A level down, Sigiboo still trying to pressure, trying to threaten Innocent with a solo kill. Takes two turn shots, just safe.
Dome.
Yep,
About
yes,
that. About that life.
It's all about
My
that
boy.
right there. You're my boy. Let it be that way, right? For the most part in game number 1 and game number 2,
Turtle
Sigiboo
gonna come.
did Boyd Innocent. Like, Innocent was his boy for the most part. That's how we're gonna refer to it now. It's the son. Yes. All right. Did he steal the orb?
Oh, Sekai's deleted. Rosa takes the
Damn.
kill. Nice tsunami slam, but it's just for you. He's trying to get away, and he dashes under the tower. Lunar looking for another.
Oh,
Rosa with
no.
the double kill. Falling Star Moon does
She
without a four, but
is
just
a wipeout.
to commit to his own possible death. Aurora Gaming, third game in a row, controlling the early game.
Turrets do not exist for Aurora Gaming in game
They
number
just went in like
3.
sheep, bro.
TNZ,
They just went
I
in.
don't know if my eyes
They just
deceive
went
me,
in and
but I
did
believe
just ding, dum,
TNZ,
dum, dum, dum,
he
and
let
came out.
Barbiel steal the orange, bro. These guys couldn't even
The
handle
Uranus
that.
took
And
all
then
the
right as
damage.
Barbiel got mounted by Mr. Tienzi, it
I don't
was
know how
all
did they
done.
manage.
Skies saw black and white.
My horse is hungry, yo. Let's feed Barbiel real quick. That's my boy over there.
He's hungry for a random monster in the jungle, man. Oh my goodness. Cram in the bottom lane here.
I think he's done.
No
He's
way
done.
to
He's
get
done.
away. Cram gonna go down as well. Rosa 4-0 in 1. The Thorn
Just
Queen
throwing.
puncturing through the cracks
Who is the
of
pro?
SRG. A nice tsunami
Nox.
slam will get caught up. Lunar
Who is
taking
the
out
pro?
Innocent,
Nox?
able to get the kill. SRG finally putting one on the board.
All right, but it's still just Lunar right now. Pagu's doing so much. And look at Siggy Boom, dude.
Rosa.
He's
Why
free
his name
farming
is
up top
Rosa?
on a Freya. Take a look at his items real quick right now.
It's like
He's actually
girl
not
name.
that far ahead,
It's a
Phantom
girl name.
Steed.
Oh my god.
Damn, clear.
Way too
It's
much
down.
damage. Rosa is
X block down.
unstoppable. Another kill falls into the hands of Tienzi. Make it a tower.
I think
match,
Ashmele will
and
also go
Orange
down
top
if you
once
contest.
again, Aurora Gaming's taking it all.
Bro, Tienzi's crazy with it, man. Barbiel just doesn't stop.
He
Now they
just
go
went
up
in
top,
like
they go for the
sheep.
siege. This comp should be bad at sieging, but they don't care.
Just look.
You know, this is a very similar draft of what
They got the like
SRG
first.
did previously with the 5-5.
Look at the
I
turret
mean, with
push.
a full fighter
It's already three.
composition,
They
able to
pushed
get
the
a win
whole
in the
top.
Swiss stage. Aurora Gaming have been
Win
watching
mid, half mid.
SRG. They are ready for this series.
They truly are, man. They've really read SRG
Wow,
out.
Brigida.
Even in
Where is
matchup
Brigida?
number 1, stealing the
I
Sora
can't see
in the
Brigida.
CC game number 2, stealing the Sora, almost
Brigida
getting
is
done,
not
but
here
Innocent
today.
still performing on the CC. Then here, it's a dive
What
on Skies,
this
and
guy
they
is
do
doing?
it. Tsunami
What this
Slam.
guy is doing?
Oh, does not connect though. Purify,
That's a
able to
purify.
get him to safety. Rosa
Purify
able to
got
get
used
away.
up.
Feathered airstrike just to keep Aurora Gaming at bay. So the question on our minds though, yes, they're winning
Again,
again in the early
pause.
game, but can they close it out? Because that's where they fell short last
Pause
time.
for what?
Yeah, that's really the big
Pause
question
for
right now.
what,
Because
bro? Pause
if
for
you look at
what?
it again, Selangor Red Giants do have good wave clear. They have really good high ground control. On the other side, sieging should be difficult.
They paused
Again,
the game.
it isn't that difficult if you're able to take these members down.
That time also they
But now
paused and
it's
game
really
changed.
all about baiting Selangor Red Giants into these fights and not getting caught. I think a big part of game
Now they
two,
paused the game.
as to how they lost it and how SRG were able to climb back into the game, was the fact that Yums, even though he's missing a lot, he found the
No
correct
female
play.
caster
Just
there.
one way the dragon got them back to a more confident position.
They're way
And then
interested
the
in
domino
female
effect, bro.
caster.
Right
What a
after that,
shit,
Siggy Boom fell as well.
What a shit.
And I think that's something
You're
that
interested
he's
in
gonna have to
female
learn
caster?
if they want to close out game number 3 here.
Yeah, they got to know how to approach it, right? They need
That's
to stay
a shame.
aggressive, but also not too aggressive, right? It's a very thin line there that they have to be able to tiptoe. What I will say
Go
for
too loco ese.
don't get too loco, Holmes. I will say this.
Homie.
Carlito, calm down, man.
Calm down.
Homie.
Don't do it again. Aurora Gaming in control here. They are taking a lot more this time, though, right? I mean, we're seeing them steal buffs.
Yeah.
Them steal
We're
everything.
like, game number 2 wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
We gotta starve Skies even more.
Even feeding
Who do you
stuff
think
to
gonna win
Barbiel.
this time?
Yeah, if RBL gets some,
Who do you think
at
gonna
this
win?
point,
They might
with
start feeding their
Pagu,
minions.
They might actually do that. I don't think that's possible. I'm not a mechanic yet. Who knows? Maybe Moonton might add that in the future. But yeah, they are
Nah,
really
nah,
just
I'm not
doubling down on the
interested in-
early game.
I'm
they had
interested in
game number
1Z.
2 and going
1Z,
even
1Z.
crazier, which I really like. I think if there is a way to beat
1Z
SRG
and-
is you gotta put them down before they get back up, dude. Because it's
What
inevitable.
was her name
SRG with
next to
any
her?
kind of composition,
I
they
forgot.
will get back
Suzy,
up. It's
I
just
guess Suzy.
when and
It's
can you
Sis.
close the game
Sis,
out
Sis.
faster than that before that timer happens?
What was her
They were
name,
able to
bro?
do it in
S.
game 1.
That is something like that.
If they're able to win this game, it
She
puts
can
them at
win
match
1Z.
point. It puts them at a huge advantage because
The
how
1Z
these games are going
Felicia.
back and forth. At this point, whoever gets
I
the
want
match
her to
point
do
first
casting.
might just steal it away. Now, onto the topic of SRG. Yes, they're behind here. Do we think that they're at a clock like they were last game, where it's like late game, or is this still redeemable around First Lord, things like that?
I think they are on a clock. They do have
I
really
want
good
them to
scaling
do
still,
ghosting.
but the thing is they will struggle
Bonzi,
to
Felicia,
close out the game later
and
on,
Suzy.
as long as SRG play it safe. Again, they have really good clear, and once we get to the late
Let's go,
game,
bro. Let's go.
as long as they're able to delay a few of those lords from getting a baser,
Russian player,
then they should be able to
not
turn
Russian
things
player,
around
Indonesian, bro.
in those big fights. But again, at the end of the day, it's defense versus offense. Like for SRG, it really comes down to, especially with the lead that Aurora have right now,
Technical
playing inside of their
issue.
base. Export, Guison, and Farsa. They have to try to clear it.
Yeah, so big picture here. Big picture.
Big picture.
Aurora Gaming has the capabilities to do it. SRG, I don't think it's like end game clock, but they definitely need to be careful because with the aggression that Aurora continues to bring, if they do get caught off too much, I don't think Aurora
Oh,
Gaming's
why?
what happened last time
What you
happen
mean
again.
by oh, why?
Yeah. Thing is though,
Everyone
Red
has their
Giants
own
have a way to force that on
choice.
you. It's like, you know,
Giant.
you don't want it, but Selangor Red Giants are like, bro,
Sorry, bro.
care.
Yeah, thank
gotta
you.
take it. And sometimes you gotta take it like a good
Turtle
boy.
is already
Again,
over.
Barbiel went over to the turtle. And it's a defensive last insanity. They have good ways to disengage. So they still can actually hover around these neutral
Look at the
players. They don't
gold,
need to give
5
it
kill
for
lead.
free. They can still
They have the 5
hover,
kill lead.
try to look for a play. If they can't, then they're like,
They already
okay,
have the
last
5 kill
insanity,
lead.
flicker out, that's it.
You know, I know we talked well about the Xborg, but at this point, another game with Innocent on it, I feel like we don't get to see any aggressive
Good luck.
last insanities.
Yeah.
They're all used defensively.
Who gonna
Innocent,
win this match?
you know, he was able to pop off with that
I like
CC last
TOA,
game.
not
He's
one.
never gonna
Oh,
really have the opportunity to
TOA.
pop off here.
Yeah, it gets really tough because of the ganks, and Aurora Gaming have consistently been able to do this. They've actually outperformed
I like
Sky,
Lisa
Stormy,
too.
and Yogi
Lisa
in the trio
Menaven.
mid. That is what has led to Innocent losing out a lot in
I
farm.
think
Now they're gonna
it's
do
that
it again, dude. Right
this guy.
on time. They are just zoning Innocent away from farm, trying to take. You know what? They might be starving Innocent now. They're like, we're done with you,
What
Skies.
is this
Now it's
doing,
time to make
Kalia?
you Innocent,
Why is
our
this?
boy.
This is something that Aurora Gaming lacked in previous games. Converting kills, converting gold into towers. This time they are cutting lanes. They are quickly moving things forward. A huge knockup. Guys trying to get away.
Is that?
TNZ picks it up once
That's a
again.
combo with Flicker.
Yum's in a bad
That's a
spot as
combo
well
with
up
Flicker.
against Siggy Boom. Rock's gonna make
Grok
his way
Flicker.
up. Should be able to escape, but still Aurora Gaming 6K gold lead.
Yeah, never mind. Aurora Gaming, usually it's like, I take the territory and then you have to move somewhere. But even when Selangor Red Giants try to reclaim some territory, Aurora Gaming were there and they're like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Innocent in the bottom lane, we bullied him. You're not going to get faced, not at all. And even if you do, we're going to take you down. So it's a bad trade in the end, a turret tier 1. Oh, look at that
Lunox,
damage, my
Lunox
guy.
stride.
What is that damage? Oh, my Lunar!
Damn, I got process there.
Well. Another tower's gonna drop here. Innocent trying to defend, trying to get some damage off. He doesn't have the frog armor. He's in a bad spot.
Kalia.
Right into all members of
He just went in and take Vices. Not Vices, but Leo mode.
Right now, Sekai's drops next as Siggy Boom pops off.
TNZ survived that! He got caught in the flicker tsunami slam, brought right
Just look
into
at the Leo mode. He just survived.
But it
He
wasn't
just
enough
survived.
though, Innocent!
I think it's time for Xbox. Farsa.
And they dive
Wiped
in.
out.
Lunar takes out
That's shitty wiped out, bro.
Stormy. Lunar with the double kill. And a Lord is coming soon.
Aurora Gaming are stomping Selangor Red
Just look at the KDA, bro. Just look at the KD. 12-1. It's 12-1. Just one kill.
They don't
Just
care about
Uranus died.
turrets. This is an assassin with more HP.
It's the Uranus who
They've
died,
done it.
and
They
no one.
went in, and man, Aurora Gaming looks
That's like
so
9K.
good this
9K
game.
gold
It
lead.
really looks like they should
It's
be
huge.
able to
It's
get
very huge.
more. But remember, wave clear is still really good. Again, flicker tsunami
Just look how
slam
he took
right
Leo
into
Modin.
the mountain shocker,
And then
Senzi's
Vices got
just
caught.
sitting there saying, "Nah,
Their
bruh.
Vices got caught by Freya.
I'm an assassin with more HP,
You're
bro."
my boy.
And then Uranus Lunar is just like, yeah, I'm Uranus, yo.
Another purple buff. Lord coming soon
Almost
like a
in-
movie
almost
near
in kill.
you.
Man, I don't know about this. SRG should still be able to clear it out. Oh, the holy shield gets broken right before.
Dang, Grok. Look at the Freya. Look at the Freya.
Siggy Boom jumping onto the back line as well.
He was almost able to take that Farsa down.
SRG, the Lord cracks through the base in the face of Aurora
I think
Gaming.
wiped out.
SRG
Wipe out. I
trying
think
to
it's a wipe out.
defend.
Usually you see
There goes
teams
one.
knock on the door, they're barging through.
And there's no way to do it. Aurora Gaming.
And it's a win.
Look the
It's a win.
Giants in the eye and tell them
It's a
match
win.
point.
A shocker.
It's a win. They
Who
just
gets the
made them
match
die
point first?
that hard.
It is Aurora
was that hard,
Gaming
bro.
who do it first. 2-1 in the best of 5 here in the upper brackets.
They showed
We
how
were
to play
saying Man
Lunox.
Siege is going to be bad.
They just
It's
showed.
going to be difficult for them to knock on the door. But I guess it ain't difficult to kick the goddamn door down with a horse and a tech charge, bro. Hey, Renmar, I'm on your side. I'm stealing that tech charge all day, yo.
Hero अब famous हो गया.
Vacation! It wasn't even in the Valentina!
कौन hero?
Yeah, because she didn't show up. You know what? The Valentina would have been good. Steal away that tech charge. Got tech charge for tech charge. But no, we gotta give it to Pagu. Pagu was on point. It wasn't just the tech charge, bro. Constantly going into the jungle.
Look at the
setting
Freya.
tempo. They are
He could have
setting
went
the
in.
narrative of the Rome mid trio story.
That is how a Leomord jungle works. Especially with a Freya
Leo
in the
really
goal. I
cool.
don't even know how this happened, but you look at this draft without the context, without watching the game, you'd be like, what is
He
going
cooked it.
on?
Yeah, a
literally
lot of bad
Ah.
moves. The early game
I saw
completely
something.
compromised. Multiple losing lanes. Sigubum was
I saw
initially
something.
losing his lane, but was able to recover
Miracle.
afterwards after a good call from Pagu to
I
bail
don't
him
know where
out.
is where
From
where
that
are
point
their seats,
onwards,
bro?
I have to admit,
Muntun didn't provide
SRG,
their seat.
you know how to put on a show. You know how to make things
They
interesting.
didn't provide the
This
custard
is the
the seat.
moment where we're expecting to see the turnaround, because at this point, what else is there? An outclass? Sure. But that's just the early game. Fix that. We're going to have a
Where is
completely
the
different
seat?
side.
Sounds like Cope right now, dude.
You sound like me talking about the Grockle earlier.
I'm telling you, only the real fans are sticking around at this point.
Hey, talking about the real fans, I imagine the millions watching from at home in Istanbul, all around Turkey, screaming, Aurora kazanıyor! Because just one more away, and Aurora drop SRG into the lower bracket. Let that sink in. One game away, and this wasn't even, all right, we're talking about non-SRG games. Game 3 is a non-SRG game. That is the least SRG game I've seen from them in years.
The last time I've seen them take a loss like that, not even in MSC against Liquid, it was MSC 2024 when, right before heading into Game 7, then Falcons AP Bren won a Game 6 with a complete stomp with like a Bruno and a Faramis. It was that long ago since we've seen something like this delivered to SRG. We gotta give all the credits to Aurora Turkey's
I think
coaching
Alter
staff.
Ego and
Bad
SRG will
Galsep,
go down
Apex
to
47
lower bracket.
said, you know what? I see a guy
I
better than
feel
me.
like
His name is Pagu.
which
Put me in the
Alter Ego
coaching
and
staff. I'm
SRG
willing to put my seat away
they might go
and then
down.
just help
And
guide this
Aurora
kid. And he is
Aurora
guiding this
Gaming
team
and Aurora
alongside Bad
Page,
Galsep,
Aurora Page will
alongside
be the finalists.
this new roamer
I
so
think like
well.
that.
Pagu plays like an
I'm
absolute
thinking
star.
like that.
He's good. I gotta
Wow.
give it to him. He is really nasty on this draw
Pagu.
because it's not about just
His
the
name is
macro
Pagu.
and how he rotates and reads into it, because the whole team is prepared for this, but more so his patience of how long he would hold his ability and how
0-0-11.
decisive when he says, this is a dive
That's
angle,
it.
tech
I'm
charge
the
flicker instantly
I'm the
underneath their
player.
tower. They know exactly what they want. He's 0-0 and 11 the
I can
entirety
build
of
only
the
3.
game. If we're talking
Only
about
2 build,
pressure,
bro.
Pagu is rock solid.
There's
Ethna.
got to be something to his
That's
early
it.
game builds. I don't know if I tracked it correctly,
Look at
if
them,
even on the hill that he
Tank.
did this, but this man has a
He went to
penchant
boots.
for Chastised
Hey.
Pauldron. Early game, this is his first
Oh.
big item. He always picks it up. Something about the way the metagame is evolving and how Moonton has built this new item, gave it to us,
Monton.
seems to be something he
He's
figured out
playing
first.
Monton.
Yeah, I would love to answer that question because Chastised Pauldron is a ridiculous item in the early stages, especially if it's first pick,
Here
right?
they
Because
took out
keep in mind,
Vices.
as he is going into a
And
lot of
Cleo.
these fights, who is the target?
Look at the
90%
Uranus
of
field,
the
just
time.
go
Oh, wait,
dive in.
Yums, if you want to heal, you have to use auto
Look
attacks.
at
Imagine if your
that
auto attacks are a little bit
timing
slower.
and the
Same goes for
healing,
Ishin
bro.
Shin. If he
This
wants to change
Uranus.
his lane into
He died
melee,
and just
worse
took
yet,
it.
that's why he goes 0-11. How are you going to kill him with a Chastised Pauldron passive?
So this kind of
Even
redefines
this
the math involved. Usually you think, oh,
Leomord
it's an
run away,
anti-attack
but
speed
Vices
item.
got caught
I'll
by
get it
Freya.
late game because that's when all of the attack speed items come in. No, you build it early so they don't even get to build it.
It's a limit breaker.
What they've done here to put so
They're
much
very good at
focus
early game, not gonna
and
lie.
priority in the Roman
Aurora
trio,
Gaming.
not just in the picks, but in the items.
This is the reason
The
why they
timers
beat
when
PLPH, I
they
guess.
invade.
Oh!
Is there a
Scared
match
of
against
this
PLPH?
Stormy
This
Farsa
Aurora Gaming?
pick,
I need to watch.
but we
They
did
might
not feel
beat
it
them
at
very
all
bad.
because if Yumes and Stormy continuously get pressured, that Sekai's has no
Their early
game
game is
at
too
all.
good.
The Rome mid trio is no longer a
Early to
question.
mid is too good.
And even if it was Sekais they were attacking, I kind of feel bad for Innocent as well. He, you know, picked up Autobots' scout. He put on a performance from game 2, and then game 3, he was forced to play the X-Borg.
Only 10 minutes.
Where do you even go from here,
G.
right? Well, he couldn't get anything on Sigiboom.
G, only 10.
They couldn't even call for a swap because the map was literally on fire. Where do you go next? Stormy? Sure, they gave him his best hero.
Will it
one
be
might
5
argue.
match?
Still a non-starter.
Will it
Big
be 5
problem is the
match?
fact is Aurora know how to
Or just 4
bleed
match?
a lead every single time.
Will it be 5 out of
Guison
4?
Shin's out, he missed his Reggie, perfect. What's next? Because when we see SRG respond to this, who is there to answer the call? 90% of the time, it's going to be the support, the mid laner, or at least the EXP. And we saw that the EXP could not contest.
Gang.
Who has to take the damage? Stormy.
You also have to credit Sigiboom with how he handled Innocent in the gold lane. For the first 4 levels, right before Last Insanity was picked up by Innocent, it was him pushing Sigiboom back. He made the great call of, instead of giving up and just going back to base, he dove back under tower knowing like, wait, there's still the damage reduction. I'm gonna be able to survive this. I still also have a little bit of shield. And he didn't miss out on that wave, which gave time for the rest of Aurora to back him up, which then eventually led to the first death of Innocent. After that, Sigiboom did not let go of control at all in the gold lane. Innocent was always forced back. It was Sigiboom who was just completely tearing through that X-Borg, and with the mid lane trio already losing, they couldn't help Innocent.
And now we go back to the start. Rosa said, our mid trio can beat yours, even if they gave over the best heroes per role, one might argue. I don't think anyone will say Guison Shin is not top 2 heroes right now. No one would say Stormy's Farsa is mid. Hell, the Kalia and Yumes, that thing is iconic. Yet still, look at where Aurora is now! Match point!
Here's my biggest concern for SRG. Why are they building a composition that's not designed around the laning phase and purely playing for these big team fights, alt-dependent, neutral, objective style of compositions? Because right now, the way that Aurora is playing, alright, you play around your cooldowns, but what happens when you don't? We fight better. Our composition has shorter cooldowns, needs less resources to get more done. And I think that SRG really is leaning too much into this Guison Shin. It needs to change, and if you give it over to TNZ, that might just open up a new prerogative to say, hey, we can now start attacking you in the lanes itself.
I was just about to ask, is it time for SRG to let go of the Guison Shin?
I think they got to give it up.
Just need 1 match to win.
Once or twice in the draft for game 3, maybe it's Sekais who can afford a utility pick, and maybe now it's time.
Yeah, really needs to get changed up with a pick for Sekais, because that's 3 games in a row. Yes, again, game number 1, his KDA was respectable, but it wasn't really a lot of the impact that we were looking for. Eventually, of course, Aurora took that game number 1. Something needs to change up in the center of the map. It's so interesting that Aurora decided going into this day, hey, we are going to tackle what has been the biggest threat for a lot of teams going up against SRG, and we're going to be able to match that. We also have to credit Rosa from being there every single time Pagu was getting all of that information, disrupting the jungling pattern of Sekais, that Rosa was there to say thank you, Pagu, for all these kills. He ended this 7-0 and 7. This is one of the best Lunox performances we've had this M7.
Yeah, crazy, because if not Pagu, maybe the MVP would have been Rosa. If not Rosa, then maybe TNZ, but the numbers on that Leomord weren't as high as an 11 assist, no death Grok, or a 707 Lunox. So I guess it was a toss-up between the roamer or the mid laner.
At this point, I think it's clear to see that Aurora is much better when it comes down to understanding a composition's tempo, and when you visibly see the resources being used, you are on a timer. That's something that SRG needs to keep in mind when going up into this next upcoming draft, because if they keep wanting to force this, it's not going to go well. The Gusion Shin is not working out when your laners are struggling,
bring up the door from Doraemon.
Like this, there's too many relationships somebody must sacrifice, and unfortunately, I think it might either be Sekais or Cram.
I think you mentioned something very key here, Gideon. Don't force it. Anything you have to force, especially against a team like Aurora, is already a problem you're facing, and that's not even thinking of what they'll do on the map. So with that said,
why is Sekais?
I'd say go back to comfort, but don't let Sekais wait for something to come. Let him be proactive minute 1.
Yeah, if Innocent is proactive in lane, and then Sekais is proactive in the jungle, not really disrupted, Yumes and Stormy don't even need to rack up kills. They just need to
I
protect
feel
their
like
side
sleeping
of
a
the river.
lot, bro.
And then that's the SRG that
I feel like having a sleep.
It's 3 games now. 3 games!
Hey guys,
Rose here, and right now I am with a
Just bring it up.
representative from Selangor Red Giants. You know what? I'm pretty sure there are some people who may not know who you are,
Simon,
so could you please kindly
co-founder.
introduce yourself?
It's a
Hi everyone,
co-founder.
I'm Simon. I'm the co-founder for Selangor Ray Giants.
I see another Malaysian is in the venue to show their support for SRG. Now, I was going through social media just now and I found out that you actually just landed in Jakarta. How was your journey like coming here today?
Yeah, I came late. I missed 2 games. You know Jakarta, macet banget, Pak.
I'm pretty sure the traffic was tough on you. So you came here straight from the airport, and I'm pretty sure that you were probably surprised at what you
18
came to.
ports all supporting for
Yes,
Aurora Gaming.
unexpected.
Z.
I think the boys will bounce back. So let's see, let's see.
Simon, you still believe that they have what it takes to bounce back.
Yes, yes,
It's
for
gonna
sure.
be a 2-1, but let's talk about you as the co-founder of SRG. What do you think so far about SRG's journey in the M7?
Oh, um, this time the journey is very good. The boys look so sharp. They look good. They train harder than before. The boys wants to win this.
They're very hungry for that.
They
Yes,
went too
and
far and
also
they came too
we
far.
are very excited for next season for MPLMY. We got a slot.
I want
We just
TS.
got a slot 2 days ago.
I want TS
Oh
and
shit!
this
Oops!
Bomba
I
team to
cannot
get wiped
review
out.
this.
Wiped out from
Did
Amsterdam.
you
I don't want
just
to see them. I don't know why.
accidentally confirm that SRG will be in the MPL MY season 17, Simon?
I don't know whether I don't know whether I can say this or not. Oops.
Oh my my. Now let's talk a little bit
Oh
about
my.
SRG as a whole. We know that last year back
That's
in
Samsung
Malaysia
Galaxy.
during the M6, they had a
S29
very
is it
shaky start
F29?
in the Swiss stages, and now you guys are actually snowballing through the Swiss stages, but for your second game in the knockouts, it seems a bit shaky. What's the difference?
Um, you will talk difference between M6 and M7.
I think that is
This M7
S29 Ultra.
we are more prepared. We are used to the Swiss stage because in M6 it's the first time for us playing in Swiss stage, which
Oh,
is
we got to.
BO1. So now we are so much better and our preparation are so much better.
I think we could see that. Now, Simon, you have already teased us a little bit
Or it's an
about you
iPhone.
guys being in the
It
MPL
cannot be
MY
iPhone.
season 17. Well,
It's
then
not
perhaps
iPhone.
you could tease us more.
What
Will
he's
there be
holding?
any lineup
What she's holding?
changes? Will we see any
Brigada.
addition to the side of
Our phone.
SRG?
I'm trying to
Or
guess
you
her
guys are
phone.
going to be keeping this exact same lineup?
Samsung have the
Um,
3.
right now, I
The
think
camera.
we focus on
I think
M7
that's
first
an
because
iOS.
you talk about next season.
iPhone
Have
17
not,
probably.
I have not talked to the coaches yet
Even
and
if
the
it's
players
iPhone, it
as
should
well
have some
because I
kind
don't want
of
to
like
disturb them. I want them to go
8,
fully focused
16.
and hopefully we can win the M7 back to Malaysia.
Wow, wow. And of course, being the only Malaysian representative left in the M7, because
Or Realme.
previously in the Swiss stages, last
It
day
might
on
be
the Swiss
Realme.
stages, we had to
The new
unfortunately send
they're
CG
promoting.
Esports home. Do you guys feel any extra pressure with regards to this?
Sorry, I cannot hear.
Do you guys feel extra
That's
pressure
a
being the
Realme.
only Malaysian representative left in the
Realme.
M7?
This Realme.
Yes, of course, we are the only Malaysia team
No, it's the
left,
pesa.
and
How much the
we
price of
know
it?
the community of Mobile Legends in Malaysia
Realme.
are fully supporting
99,000.
us, and
Dying.
they have high hopes for us. So the pressure is there,
That's a
but
Realme 99,000.
the boys and the coaches, they are used to it.
Wow, you're saying SRG is really used to the pressure from the Malaysian community. Perhaps we know that a lot of Malaysians are actually watching, and I heard some of the Malaysians even flew into Jakarta to support SRG. Perhaps a word for the fans?
Yes, to all the fans that flew all the way to
Where to download
Jakarta,
FF?
thank you so much from the bottom of
Play
my
Store,
heart.
Play Store,
And
Play
also
Store.
on behalf of all the teams,
Petros.
behalf of the players, the coaches, thank you so much.
Bruh,
And
don't say
those
all
who
such
are
kind of
at the
things.
watch party, and those who are
From
watching at home or wherever you are supporting us, thank you so much.
Wow, that's very sweet. Any words for your boys? Because I see that they're already here. Anything you want to say to them?
To the players, I know you got this. I have confidence. You guys gonna win next game. Let's go.
Oh my, oh my. I think Simon
She's
wants
just
to
saying,
push
oh my,
this
my.
game to
But
a full best of 5
say
series.
something different.
Thank you very much for having a chat with me, Simon. I hope you get to rest and enjoy the rest of your stay here in Jakarta. It
She's
is now
looking a little
time to
tired
see
today.
if we are able to push
Brigada.
this series to a
This
whole
Brigada guy.
best of 5
I mean,
series. So without
good.
further ado, let's throw it back to the panel.
Back to the panel.
The thing, when it comes to these two teams, especially SRG, we know they can recover from a moment like this. So we're going to toss you on over to an interview with
Mirko is
Simon
on
that we
pink
saw, and it
today.
was great to hear from Simon, of course, the co-founder of SRG, to really talk to us more about the team. And, well, now SRG sees them in a very familiar spot that, well, to be fair, they haven't seen in a while. Backs against the wall, lower brackets staring at them. We got to talk about this. What do they do? What do they need to do against this Aurora Turquía squad, who for 3 games now have decimated their mid trio?
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to questioning who's got to take
Look,
one
he's
for
all
the team.
pink
And
today.
I'm not going to lie, Simon did bring up some really good points here when it comes down to just making sure you can maintain that pressure overall. And it's important that you
Look at the
don't
badge
crumble under it.
M7.
Looking for the facial
Die
expressions
this
of the
badge.
players, Guys is trying to keep everybody in check. And I'm pretty sure that Innocent as well as Cram are doing
All
okay,
casters
but
got
it's that
badge
mid-trio
M7.
that they've got to work on that laning phase. Too many times we're losing battle spells pre-level 1, pre-level 2, and I think it's less about the mid-trio and more of the mid-duo that's making the difference.
Yums and Sekai's, rather no, Yums and Stormy. I was gonna say, Sekai's, despite being beaten down as a Yisun Shin 3 games in a row, is uncharacteristically okay. You're right. I'd like to say that Yums
Start
and Stormy
the
have to step up.
game.
And now the question
Back.
of who's gotta give way.
Please.
Is it someone from both
Start
of them,
the
or maybe
fucking
someone
game.
else, you know, in the side lanes? Maybe Cram.
Start the fucking
Is
game.
that a valid argument?
It is a value argument, but I feel like right now, Innocent
Stop
has kind of
wasting
been
time.
giving up a lot for the draft, making sure that he's able to stay flexible with his fights. He's good on it, don't get me wrong, but I think now they need to revert back to the comforts, get him back onto a marksman one more time.
So you're talking about the weight of Red 5. The fact that we waited for you to be the last pick. We expect you to win the friggin' matchup.
Let's
What's
go to draft.
happening?
He did win the laning phase, don't get me wrong. He did
I
win
think
it.
I
It's just
think
the team
Aurora
fights on
will just
CC just
take this game.
kinda awkward getting into these fights.
Okay,
Let's
we
let's
don't
do the
talk about
draft.
that one because
Let's
they
do the
won
draft.
that one.
They
The
did.
MVP, but I'm talking like game 3, dog. I'm talking about give me Bumblebee.
Give me Bumblebee again. I don't know. The X-Borg is a little tough to say because it's just not enough of a lead that we saw him generate in the lane to make the difference. And eventually evened out by the time we got into the mid game. Anyways, because he has to be part of these
Oh,
turtle fights.
sorry.
Now, my faith in God only goes so far, but I need to see SRG really show us something that they are touched, or maybe at the very least have a direction to attack Aurora, because from the way that I'm seeing right now, if Yums can maintain this type of performance in the 2v2 lane pre-level 1, I think that the game is pretty much done and dusted if he dies again.
We talked about this leading into this
Damage
matchup, the
every-
importance of your dueling for the first
Grok.
3,
Look
4
at the
minion
grok.
waves that come out through the center of the map. A lot of matches, this M7 World Championship, have been determined by the little chess match of absolute peak detail.
I think that's the
focused
potential
gameplay
bar.
That is the duel between the row mid trio and the eventual
Look at the
entry
gold.
of the jungle, maybe for a quick attempt at a gag,
Always
quick attempt
is
at a
always
clear, and then
Aurora
rotating out of that.
against
We now look towards Lunar
SRG.
and Cram, who Cram's usual demeanor and personality a little bit more muted this time around, considering that, well, Aurora have been making it hard for Cram to get those moments where he crams out, crams up.
Yeah, the last time he was cramming around was him
1,
on that
2,
Uranus.
3,
And then from
4,
then on, he's like,
5.
wait, I gotta take this seriously.
I mean,
Is
used to
that
be
the coach?
incredible, but now it just feels like he will collapse at any time, right? And I think it's at the cost of the draft. If he is given something that can force out plays rather than just Esme and Uranus every single time, we might see a game changer, because that's the big problem. All the drafts we've seen so far,
Fingers
where is the
crushed.
tempo breaker?
Cross,
Who's the
go,
one who
go,
says,
SRG.
I don't care,
Bro,
even
you're
though it's
supporting
not on
SRG.
our turn to attack, I will make the difference.
So is it time for
Let's
Mr.
see who
Luciana
wins.
to pick up the
I'm thinking
dragon?
of Aurora
Please, dear God,
take
give
the
it
lead.
to him.
Yeah, where has Yuzan
I
been
want
this
this guy to
entire
get finalist.
He's never played
I
the
want both
dragon.
Aurora and Aurora
All right,
gaming.
now, if they want to do
With
set
the
up for the dragon,
finalists.
I do hope that he might have to get rid of that Lunox, because I will admit, Rose's Lunox was kind of nasty with it. Like I don't even if we switch out that Esmeralda for the Guison, I think the exact same scenario would have occurred.
In game number 2, you were asking about where's that tempo breaker. Well, that's where we saw it. That's where they ended up getting that win. It was through the Phoveus of Cram as well, breaking the tempo of Aurora when they were trying to end it, making the most out of the dark waves, and of course just him being able to jump and draw attention towards him away from the rest of the team. So maybe that's where we have to go back to, picks like that. We haven't even seen Lapu Lapu this entire season.
Yeah, he has played Lapu, he has played CC, but that's not enough. I think there has to be something else in the proverbial satchel.
Let's go draft, bruh.
It's him. I personally am going to pin it on him. He has to be the one to sacrifice to buy the rest of the map time to equal the odds to get us to game 5.
He's done it once before. He might have to do it again. But coming into this draft, let's first answer the most important question. Is it red? Is it blue for either Aurora or SRG?
Broken one.
Past 2 games have been Aurora blue side. Been a 1-1 in that regard.
Depend
SRG goes
Fanny,
back to blue, starting it off where we started off this series. Game number 1, they banned out Fanny, Eve, and Freya, while Aurora Gaming banned out Grok, Guison, and Kimmy.
How about Sora?
Standard bans all across the board. I want to see if SRG is going to just stick to their guns, right? Ban out Fanny, get rid of the Eve on top of it. Then we should see from the opposite side that Aurora is not going to touch the pod, so it gets rid of the Jushin. Yup, pretty quickly. Standard bans across the board.
Even Kalia and Sora might get banned.
Do they do a Kimmy ban last for Aurora in Red 3? And then for SRG, is this a Sora ban? Then they first pick what, CC or something? Has it come to that?
I think it has to be a CC at this point.
At this
point, sorry.
They need a confidence booster.
Yeah.
They need an absolutely dominating game just to get the mental back in.
Still, though, there are a lot of top picks still available. Are they willing to give Yums his Kalea again? Talked about the Claude, you've talked about the Sora. Yes, Claude has not been shown up. Yuzhong maybe is finally does show up as the first pick. CC gets banned by SRG.
They're banning all counters.
Rather ban it. Opening Sora. They're giving Aurora the ultimatum here. Ban the Sora or we pick it first. But yeah, now you wonder.
Sora voices.
Do they put Luna on a Rosa on a Valentina? Or do they risk it?
If he pick Leomord, then this guy will pick Kalia, I guess.
Are you ready to Valentina gold lane? I think not even a thing.
I mean, yes, I think it's more than likely if Claw gets picked up that it's most likely going to be Sora on the opposite side, because I feel like it's more devastating when you have to play Valentina in a laning phase that's not good for you, which is again one of the big weak points of picking Valentina just in general.
Ban the Sora. So just to avoid the whole situation, just ban the Sora.
I think they need to leave it open and yep, ban the
Uranus.
Here it is. Here it is. Sora, Claude, one or the other. Or they just ignore and go Kalia once again. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yums has kind of been on and off today. If I was in Coach Vecchi's position, I'm looking at Arcadia as just like, give him Claude.
Yeah. An innocent carry. But then with all of the very aggressive rotations in the mid, I think SRG keep banking on the idea that we need someone that doesn't need to take time to farm for our gold lane. We need someone that can be impactful.
Will they go for Sora?
Because Aurora's taking it to our mid trio, and if we go for a farmer gold, that feels like a lost loss.
Not just a loss. Yeah. It's a lost loss.
The clouds are ever shifting.
Oh! Yep, there it is. Alright, cool. First,
we must see Valentina.
Is this SRG's first time on the sword this series?
This series, yes.
Yeah, alright. So this is a decision that Coach Bad Galsef and Coach Apex said, okay, it's Operation Match Point. I don't know what that is exactly, but they clearly just let this through. They
might go Lunox again.
They thought that was more important.
If they go Lunox, they will go some kind of like...
They're gonna go with the Kimmy, they're gonna go with the Freya this time around. And that's not a bad
I'm back,
idea,
welcome.
because at least with the Freya, even when you're facing off against the Sora, pre-level 4, you're absolutely just punching Sora in the face and there's nothing much you can really do about it. The Kimmy is interesting though. Is this punishable? Because it feels like they're kind of baiting SRG and saying, you know what? You can have the laning phase, but at the very least, if we pick Farsa, we're gonna blast you out of the water later in the game. But the whole story for the past 3 matches is we win early game. Generally, we should win the game in general.
Game 3 was a prime example of that. I think 10.5 minutes is a little too slow for Aurora. If I'm reading their movement from game 3 right.
I don't think they'll go for first.
Freya, basic attack. Oh,
Right.
they want to give Aurora a taste of their own medicine.
Okay, does that mean Pagu gets access to Cho? Give him the Cho. Do you need to show your jungler at this point?
Kalia?
I feel like Valentina might be a consideration as a potential flex, but now that you've already got the Kimmy, you
I think
kind of
Kalia.
are guessing whether or
Kalia
not
and
you're
Lancelot
gonna
will
put
be better
Lunar
option.
on it.
Lunar, as well, has not played El Dragon. Oh wow, I think there's just those kinds of teams in M7. It's just like, are you a dragon or not?
The tough thing about picking up the dragon here is that most likely you'll have 3 bodies on your backline jumping on you. The Leomord, the Sora, and whatever the roam will be here
The
for
dog.
you. That if you go dragon, I feel like it's gonna hurt more. So at least they have an extra body to help peel. They're gonna need that unbreakable to get that taunt off.
No, man, this Gato is really good pick on the side of Aurora. Really well played by them. They're going to be making sure that they're banning out the Obvious alongside it, which means they want something with multiple dashes inside the jungle or outside of it. SRG, on the other hand, where are the other points of contention, right? Because they've been consistently banning out the Guinevere each and every time. And then maybe the +1 in the jungle. They did try to adapt it a little bit more, but it doesn't seem like that game plan was working out on the red side.
Was it Guinevere
How about Joy?
Guinevere Hayabusa.
Joy Hayabusa?
Shin?
Yeah, Hayabusa.
I think
you can go both.
Yeah, if I'm Aurora, I'd want to see them pick. I'd want to see them get the Guinevere here. So if SRG can take it out, take it out.
Yep, there it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's left? Lancelot, Hayabusa, split-second response, taking out that Granger. Still no clear pick in the gold lane. Just making sure that, you know what, Innocent, you got it. That better be yours.
Okay.
This is a really tough one. This is a really tough one. Because if we're following back on the traditional pattern, this should also be another jungle ban for the side of SRG, even if it's on the blue side. I'm trying to think, are there any
they won't go Akai though, but
that
actually,
maybe, I don't
even
know,
they can go
Bakshi
Bakshi also, who
to
knows.
hopefully unravel it.
Is there room for TNZ to utility? That's another question.
Yeah.
We're not considering the box.
If they want to play for the Freya and Kimmy, then they go something like Fred, right?
Welcome to the greatest
Or, of course, just the hyper-aggressive TNZ's Harley.
They were hesitant to team fight with that Harley around, so understandable. I thought that maybe SRG would be confident enough to not even let it get to the point where it's going to be a threat. So.
Well, no, I mean, the reason why the Harley came out was because Zetienne was already there for the MR Shred. Now that you don't have the MR Shred, and considering that Uranus is already gone, those are the 2 main picks that you want to pair up with the Harley. So I don't see Harley coming into this, considering that his only main target is going to be this Farsa. At that point, anything with a dash would be just as good.
Haya, Joy.
What
are you gonna pick? Bakshia?
Utility or assassin? The utility changes the focus to a carry through the Kimmy and the Freya. They go for Terizla. They needed stability. They needed that BOS.
That's really smart. That's really smart. Oh my goodness. Even if they do get Yuzhong on that side, it's going to be a bit like, yeah, you'll kind of win out the lane, but not enough to kind of kick the ankles out of Lunar.
Yeah. At that point, Lunar is just making sure he gets to penalty zone as fast as possible.
What do you pick, MM?
Well, I mean, there's also the lane prior as well. He clears way faster than Sora or whatever next pick is going to come out.
MM and
Bro,
not MM.
That's where I'm a little skittish still. I don't know what is in the EXP lane or the gold lane, and I don't know what Yumes is rocking. What are you trying to do here? Do you Cho?
I think he goes Cho and then forces people to take Purify, right?
But do they have enough blasting power to make sure that whoever they kick gets killed? They don't.
Or they can go for
Cho?
one or the other, right?
That's
Cho Esme, interesting.
Gold lane Sora. That's Innocent specialty.
Time to drop the beat of the
Joy.
Man, this is a really good draft from Aurora. Gotta give it to them. A lot of interesting ways that they can play this, because if this comes down to a messy, like, one fight you already lose a couple of people, and then afterwards you're thinking about the next fight to happen within the next 5 seconds.
I don't think they should win for Joy.
On a lane per basis, yeah, Aurora should be able to kind of hold up if necessary, but the counter index says otherwise a -0.5.
So, is the SRG man showing a vote of confidence for Aurora's draft here?
I would say that I still gotta lean into SRG.
They
I'm
should
sorry.
win for different lanes. Not.
This is SRG's first
I think
Leo ward.
Leicester would have worked very
I'm
better
not
here.
so sure. I'm with Aurora.
I don't know why they
Will
went for
we
Jack.
go to game 5, or will it mean that SRG goes down to the lower bracket here and Aurora Turkey will get their best finish for their region in mlbb history? Mirko, Trex, tell the story.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the land of Dawn. Match point for Aurora Gaming. We heard the panel.
I'm
Gusion
feeling very
is with
sleepy.
SRG. Leo is with Rora. I'm with Trex. Trex, who are you with?
I am with Aurora Turkey here right now. I think the draft is clean. Don't get me wrong. There's always
Who do you think gonna win?
SRG,
Look at the draft.
Aurora this time
I
also
think it's
has a
SRG.
clean late game
I don't know why it's
potential,
SRG.
and that's where
I feel like
SRG has been
SRG.
getting the comeback. So can SRG do what Aurora did last time and aggressively? Oh, that is what they need.
Wait a second.
Cram under the tower.
Way too greedy, Cram. Oh my goodness, playing.
Let's go back there.
Yeah. Play oh my god.
First blood, possibly Yums takes a lot of damage.
Damn, too. He was
Dash
almost
through
about to
with
get.
Sunpo.
Okay, so Lisa Lango Red
This
Giants
guy.
were like,
Sorry.
we need to try to be more aggressive, right? We need to try to beat Aura Gaming at their own game, especially considering we have a fighter now in the jungle. But the thing is, they gotta respect the fact that some of these guys are extra tanky. Some of these
They're
guys
trying to be
have to
aggressive.
revitalize still. Pagu didn't even have to use that, and they won it out. Luckily, Yums didn't have to flicker too, so that's a positive. Let's take a look at the emblems here.
Dying
Nothing too
stage,
crazy,
like
honestly.
calling that.
All throughout, it's still the weapon mastery for the Freya that we've seen in Swiss stage as well. Yeah, it really is just the standard emblems for everybody. I guess for Stormy, usually we would see some Farsas go for pull yourself together when they're on flickered Farsa, but he wants a bit more mobility with the Wilderness Blessing.
I do agree that SRG needs to be aggressive here, but they do still need it. They need Stormy to hit level 4.
Wow,
They
Tata already
need
able
that
to
feathered
come.
airstrike to outrange Rosa.
It's so
They
fast.
need Yums to hit level 4. And then I think that's their time to shine, but Tienzi, as always, pushing in on the mid. Oh, there's does come down. Stormy finally locks in with the level 4, but uses it right before Turtle.
Yeah, that's a big win. Aura Gaming are really trying to bait out the Phantom Steed away, but it's not going to happen right now. TNC fully stacked up.
For an angle, Electrifying Beats comes out. Yums able to get the knock-up, doesn't have the Way of the Dragon just yet. Rosa trying to lock onto Cram.
Joy's not good here.
Right now,
They should win for around like.
Yums surviving there. Good sidestep away
Lancelot.
from skill 1 to Lunar Turtle.
Lancelot would have been a better
Red
option.
Giants.
Not gonna lie.
Again, through the prio that they have in the bottom lane, XP, they were able to just go in,
Lancelot would have
push
been a better
forward.
option.
Despite Sigiboom being able to rotate, Tienzi had lost too much HP, and that's why, for me, the Joy pick is the only thing that I was like,
Because
no.
Joe gonna
The
like
Terizla was amazing. I thought
get
they were
him
just gonna double down into the early
out
game
of the
again,
net.
but with this
Very
Joy
much.
now, Alex Mine beats.
Does land on a Cram, but still, Aurora Gaming.
See,
I mean, I think it's the
you
right
got this
play,
as well.
but they're taking this game much slower than what we've seen the past 3.
That's why I was concerned. Oh my god,
Oh,
the damage!
geez.
Rosa deleted, Pagu with an AOG, but does not connect and does not help. It's too late. Aurora Gaming on the back foot this time.
Again,
They're
to go
trying to
back to
get
the
red.
point, that's why I didn't really like the Joy showing up there, because you already have a Kimmy in the mid lane, right? You're not super strong up until mid game. You do have a pretty strong level 1 to 2. That's when you can actually, get all stacks early and then start gunning the Lethal Wanderer down. But after that, this is what happens. You're very vulnerable. And again, Way the Dragon with the Feather Airstrike.
We have the
It
dragon.
just cancels you out, and with the Leomord as well there, they can really start snowballing. So Lango Red Giants technically can Aurora Gaming from the past. That's what we've seen.
Can they Aurora Gaming, the Aurora Gaming team? At this point, though, TNZ hasn't gone down yet, which is a good thing. Aurora Gaming only at about 1,000 gold lead deficit to 900, actually. This is the goal, right? Wait for second item spike. Wait for TNZ to come online. And SRG needs to, I think, stop that from happening. They need to... If I'm SRG, I think you push harder here. You really dig in.
That's why you got Aura Gaming right now. You got to go enter the jungle, take things away from TNC, starve them out. But they're not doing the best at that yet. Like, TNC is still getting room, and mainly it's because of Pagu constantly just helping him out. Again, Aura Gaming are kind of used to this. They actually... Lunar is trying his best to stop the cut, but that's not going to happen. Esmeralda's just way stronger there.
That does give an advantage coming up on this Turtle. We're going to see Cram most likely rotate right up.
That early game.
Wait a second up at the top side. A lot of damage. Does land on a Sigiboom. Sigiboom just able to escape.
The Freya.
Another feathered airstrike goes down from Stormy. Lord up. Look at Pagu and the rest of the team trying to make their way in.
No flicker and no Valkyrie descent.
Ooh, nice kick
That's
to the
what I
face.
hate. That's what I hate.
Unable to get into the turtle pit. SRG doing such a great job at zoning Aurora Gaming out of these fights.
Nothing Aurora Gaming can do
That's
right now to deal with this
problem
pressure. Again, if we take a look at the blueprint, hold on,
taking choice
Skies
doesn't make
again taking away the green camp from Aurora Gaming. Now, Yum's kind of the bad spot. They don't have to go in, and they won't. But back again to game 1 to game number 3. How have Aurora Gaming been able to actually outpace Selangor Red Giants when it comes to the early game? Winning mid prio, getting the winning mid matchup. Right now, it ain't it.
Let's
right?
go, SRG.
Pretty good mid matchup,
SRG can win
but
this
it's
game.
not something that can make you
To be
rotate.
honest.
It enable you to rotate around the map. You're just kind of there farming up instead of clearing, rotating. Well, that's what Stormy's doing.
Stormy might not be able to get away from this one. Stormy finds the kill. That's going to be a tower as well. SRG are starting to push in, dig deep, and Aurora Gaming.
Oh,
wait a minute. More to come.
Penalty zone does come down. Lunar not going to be able to escape once again. Barbiel gets the kill.
how
Sekai
did Leomon
secures
got
it.
out?
And now, Tienzi just trying to get his own purple. Luckily, he does that. But it's still a big loss for Aurora.
Uh-oh. Now goes on Innocent, but he already used that expiring beats. First item, Genius Wand, is the choice here for Tienzi. And that's quite late if we're thinking about things right now. He's very far behind compared to Skies. Look at Skies already with the Fury Hammer and the War Axe, man. Building towards the next item. Honestly, from everybody here, you definitely see the big lead over from Cram as well, just constantly cutting the wave and forcing Lunar to rotate to lose out his own wave to turrets.
Hume's also doing such a better job this time on the Cho than what we saw last time. Even if he's not getting a big pick off, he's using that kick to zone them away right before objectives. He's not as aggressive on it, but he's technical with it. A lot of damage on a Stormy there.
I don't see
jump onto Humes.
Aurora to win, bruh.
Cloud. They're yoinked up. The response comes back.
That makes no sense.
Boom,
This makes
trying to
no
get out of
sense.
the way. Feathered Airstrike does come down. Aurora Gaming doesn't lose anyone just yet.
Yeah, really good sustained by Aurora Gaming. Great maneuvers as well to escape. Now they're going to go in onto Cram, who's up top, but this is just a distraction, and I don't think they can beat him.
That's a 3-0.
Oh my god, look at damage. Cram under the tower! AOG to come
He's
in.
out. He's
if
out.
Cram gets away from this, he truly is immortal.
That's why he's immortal, folks. He's still human. But damn, that was impressive, man.
Cram.
Damn, Cram. Skies now with a Phantom Seed as well. Just using it
So
to
it doesn't make
control
sense here.
over
I
purple
don't know
buff.
what
And
this
again,
is done.
even though he's mortal, he
They would
died
have
there, he
went
ain't
for
immortal.
Lancelot,
They
Hayabusa.
get the purple
There
buff.
would
They
have been a
get
better
a
pick.
tier 1 mid
That
lane
was a
turret
win
as
for
well.
them.
So it's super worth it. There was no bounty on him. Valkyrie Descent now over on Stormy.
So much value for Cram there.
Oh,
Stormy
Varsa.
gonna be able to get away. We're waiting on a Lord. 3 turtles going to the hands of SRG. Almost a 4,000 gold lead. 3 towers down. Aurora Gaming are still waiting on that power spike.
Yeah, I don't know when it's going to hit, honestly, right? With the Kimmy and the Joy. I guess the Holy Crystal, but the thing is, when you're already on picks like this that need specific timers and you're behind, that means it gets delayed even more, because once you get the Holy Shield, Selangor Red Giants would already have enough of defenses to deal with it. So then you're going to have to wait for the next power spike, which is Divine Glaive, and at that point, you're just waiting for late game. You're just waiting all the way, and you can't really Aurora Gaming it anymore. Again, for you guys who just tuned in, Aurora Gaming, the way they've won was through prio and winning early game hard to snowball. That's not it right now. For Aurora Gaming, their position, the way Selangor Red Giants have been positioned the last 3 games, they're the ones fighting from behind.
Phantom Zone does come in, but once again, the Clouds are able to catch Aurora Gaming up. AOG to respond. Rose is not quite there yet, but here comes Siggy Boom. Aurora Gaming might want to try to fight this. Siggy Boom continues with the onslaught, gets knocked back. And Aurora Gaming back off, but they are able to defend the tier 2.
So at least they have good clear. They have ways to deal with Selangor Red Giants if they overstep. Again, taking a look at the items, I really love Stormy's itemization. It's Tienzi
with the electrifying beats, but the damage just isn't there at all. Sekai's doesn't even have magic defense items right now. He went for a brute force breastplate, and still, the damage isn't there.
You don't care. You don't care at all, man. He just got the tough boot. That is enough to deal with just a Genius Wand.
If Aurora lose here, I will just play.
A Genius Wand.
I'll just play.
Holy Crystal. He's getting closer, but with all
Big
the
kidding,
orange
guys.
buffs being taken and him
Joy.
zoned away from even mini waves here, It's gonna be tough. Yums.
ड्राफ्ट करना भी नहीं आता ये लोग को जॉय लेता है
Fades from Yums on the show.
But he's being more patient this time with it, right? He's being more careful this time with it. Aurora Gaming on the defense, and
वो अकेला लॉट ले
what
रहा है
SRG did with the Turtles, they zone away Aurora Gaming, and Sekai's just personally takes the neutral objective himself. He doesn't need the rest of his team there. Aurora Gaming has no way in.
They have too much zoning power right now. And honestly, there's not really enough damage still for Aurora Gaming to deal with Cram. That same solo lording. Skies picking it up. TNZ trying to make a cross-map play here. Trying his best to just get some camps away. At least be able to breathe in this harsh climate that Selangor Red Giants have created for Aurora Gaming. And at this point, it really comes down to defending. Do they have as good clear as Selangor Red Giants in the previous games? I don't think so. But they do have wave clear, just with the Kimmy. They have good zoning.
लेने का जरूरत क्या है ना जॉय
Terizla, oh no, Tienzi.
Tienzi in a bad spot, electrifying beats. Decides not to go for it. Aurora Gaming.
क्यों जॉय लेने का क्यों है
I think they want to, but they know there's just no way. You try to go in with all of these fighters, they have no range. You get kicked in the face by Yums, or you get a falling star moon, or something
lancelot
stops you in your tracks.
Daxia था
It's only on to Yums.
खस्तर
Waves coming
के
down,
लिए
crashing into the mid lane. That's the
किमी
whole
तो है ना
down
डैमेज
bottom lane as well.
Haya वो था
Aurora, they need to defend up top. That's the far lane.
There is no holy defense to stop the Lord. He will get the crash cleanly. To the backside though, TNZ does use the electrifying.
They're
trying to lock on. Nice way of the Dragon Feather airstrike. Takes him off of the map. Base
still
on the defense. As Pagu and the rest of the team move back, they give him over the inhibitor. The Lord at about 20% of Aurora Gaming should be able to defend this if they don't make any huge mistakes, but more minions still coming.
Now in the mid lane they go. It's Stormy who's
ये
going
ना जानबूझ
in.
के
Part of this shadow, a bit more damage.
आने वाला का टैक्टिक पे पांच गेम
Oh, big play by Innocent. The knockback with the AOG to try to save the day, but it connects to nobody. Barbiel is out. Phantom Steed to cause some more damage. Feathered airstrike comes down.
To base turrets down, Cram! With a flicker in, a cannon minion on the base.
And a minion on the base. They will still be able to defend. All 5 members back on the field. Siggy Boom looking for a target. Oh, no Valkyrie's descent just yet, but out it comes. A nice knock up, and Innocent finally falls.
Wait, Skies, I don't know about this. Walks in way too aggressive.
Or Gaming trying to respond. That guy's in a bad spot, stuck against the wall.
Can
they get the finishing blow? He pushes back.
He
takes out Rosa. Lunar finally takes him down, but down comes the feathered airstrike.
Now it's Cram trying to go and peel for the team, but Stormy's gonna be taken down. It's an all-in.
Yenzi on the defense, Cram there as always. Star move lands on. Yenzi just able to get away. Does he re-engage? Purple buff still there. Yenzi is able to secure it, but Cram is relentless.
A long fight. And it goes in favor of Aurora Gaming in numbers, but Selangor Red Giants got everything they needed. 3 base turrets with Lord 1 is more than anything else, dude. They could have even been wiped out. They would still have proper timers to respawn back and to have the value. So right now for Selangor Red Giants, it's all about, okay, we got the base turrets, now how do we utilize the advantage? Let's not brawl against Aurora Gaming like that around Lord, right? Let's just wait for the wave to push up top. We already have a big item gap here. You can see a 2,600 goal lead for Cram, 1,400 for Skies. Cram?
Damn, he's down. He's down. He's down. Esmeralda.
Once again, he's a problem. Yums does come in.
No.
AOG comes out just to keep Yums away. Aurora Gaming find a pick off before the Lord, but look at the boss side.
Exactly. Look at the Lord. They're already doing it. They're trying to blitz it right now, and it's actually already done. There's no way for Aurora Gaming to respond to it. Cram for Lord is the trade, but Selangor Red Giants. Oh, wait, it spawns instantly. Can they wait for Cram or no?
I don't think they can.
I don't think so.
Gaming. I think at this point you just let that.
Clear. They shouldn't be clearing.
Shouldn't be clearing. They should. Oh, there you go. Let it.
Yeah, okay. They still get it. Innocent's looking for the flank.
Sora coming from blank spot.
Stormy there as well. TNZ and Yums in the boss side. Conceal play coming out. Yums, the big kick, but he kicks away. Phantom Steed does not connect. Penalty zone there as well. Rosa tries to defend along with his team. Innocent in a bad spot. Electrifying beats hasn't popped just yet. Lord finally does fall down. TNZ to the backside. Finally does use it. Aurora Gaming looking for the smack back. Looking for the fight back.
Oh, the fight armor is a bit short.
Don't give me, don't let, bro.
Oh my goodness, Rosa with the flicker out.
Ram flickers in. Looking for another target. Sekai's and Innocent also just waiting for the possible mess up. But Aurora Gaming aren't having it.
They just need
There you
one
go.
Lord and they
Good
each win.
resources burnt out already. They burnt out the flicker from Rosa. That's big. But the thing is, the Lord will spawn in 110 seconds, so it's aligned with Rosa's cooldown on the flicker. So next Lord, because if we're speaking realistic here, Aurora shouldn't walk out of their base until the Lord spawns, so they should be safe still. It really comes down to Selangor Red Giants getting that one combo down. Aurora Gaming, as we get into the late game, they're going to have those frontliners that can actually sustain through a full-on initiation. And remember, for SRG, with the Leo Ward,
This
with
game will
Sora,
decide
with Farsa,
who will
this is
win,
a
who will
very
lose.
one-cycle team fight that they're looking
I
for. They're
won't
looking
be
to burst their
streaming. I
opponents
won't be
out with a
streaming
cycle of skills, and if
that
they
shit
don't,
if
Aurora Gaming
Aurora
might be
just
able to
lose here.
retaliate.
Gold has been
I'm for
neutralized a
real.
bit
I
as
won't be
well.
streaming. I'll just
Down to
sleep.
about 2.8k. Big falling star moon though on to 2 members, but it's just Lunar and Paragu. Innocent.
I thought to see
Also
whole
testing
game,
the
but
waters
they're
here.
just
Yunes
free.
as well, constantly looking for the flank. But Rosa and TNZ have not showed face, and he knows those are the targets I need.
Look at that.
That's a smart move for
Esmeralda.
Aurora Gaming. There's no reason for them to put themselves into vulnerable positions before the neutral objective spawns in the game. Pagu was waiting in the bush. Knows where Yums is. That means TNZ can actually still go for more dashes. Now it comes down
They
to
need to
all
take
how
down
Aurora
Leomord.
Gaming deal with the wave up
Leomord and
top.
Farsha.
Can they clear it or not? Because at the end of the day, Selangor Red Giants don't even need to do anything. Wait, the Dragon!
Hey!
Dragon wrong way, penalty zone misses well for the airstrike. Comes
Go down.
TNZ is taken off the map. Siggy Boom goes to the back line, trying to deal with Stormy, but on the top side, the battle
Keep me down.
pursues as Rose is taken out.
They lost.
And members
They
of Aurora
lost.
Gaming are falling.
They lost.
Gonna be caught low! Crown with a double!
And with a double, can he make it a triple? Lunar still stands strong.
They
Siggy Boom to the
just lost.
backside as well. It's just 2 members against the world. But Sekai's like, forget this. I'm moving on to the base. Lunar trying to defend, but it's not enough. The score is neutralized. SRG make it 2-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first match in tennis indoor Senayan will go all
Bro, I won't be
the way.
watching. Go and fuck yourself, bro.
For SRG versus Aurora Gaming Turkey. The same
That's a
way
noob shit.
it went in MSC
Noob shit game.
2024, but that was won out by SRG
That's a noob shit
at
game.
the end of the day.
Who the fuck picks Joy against this shitty guy?
5 games to start it all out for us here.
Bruh, fuck you, bruh. Let's go, guys. I'm done.